Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening or viewing at YouTube Kern Radio. This is the Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. We got a busy broadcast to end the week. It is a Friday, so Rick Bentley will join us as Superman hits theaters all over the nation. It's getting pretty doggone good reviews. And of course, Randizzle down the hallway just ruined the damn film for me. He said the dog is the film.
Has he seen it already?
I don't know. That's what he heard or read, or I don't know.
I'm very excited to see Crypto, but
Well, how good can the damn film be if the dog is the film?
I've seen some clips of it, and it looks pretty good.
And it's James Gunner's dog. It's the director's dog.
Really?
Apparently, what I read, that 56-inch story in the LA Times yesterday. So we'll talk with Rick at the bottom of the hour. There is controversy in the cabinet. Try to tell y'all, but you won't listen to the political prophet. Dan Bongino has said, screw it, I'm out of here. And is in Florida, apparently, taking the day off after getting into a row with Pam Bondi and being accused of leaking information to the press. And he has insinuated or told friends, according to CNN, he gonna quit. Bondi, Hegseth, Patel, and Bongino won't be there in 2026. I've tried to tell you this. It is a circus. These are unsophisticated, untrained political professionals who were never political professionals. And now they've been thrown in the deep end. It is one thing to, and not that any of them have been, other than Pam Bondi, one thing to be on a state level, on a county level, on a city level, but when the nation and the world's eyes are on you every day, it's a whole new ball game. And it took Dan Bongino 6 months to figure that out as he's down in Florida. You had to know, and I just discovered this last night, that he wasn't going to be around long. He didn't move his family from Florida. He's just going to commute for 4 years. That tells me right there, I'm going to do this for about a year. I'm going to cut out, write a book, get back into radio, and make a fortune. Well, now he has got the base livid. He is getting destroyed in social media. We'll examine that as well. And Lauren Skidmore is going to join us live in studio, by the way, Ms. Burke, at 4:30. I convinced her that, we're doing television now, essentially, and they really would prefer to look at Lauren than look at me. I'm pretty certain about that, don't you think?
I mean, that's a fair guess.
I think that's a good guess.
That's a fair guess.
Yeah. Lauren is
a
very attractive woman.
You've been getting some pretty good views outside of, without the guess. I don't know, maybe not.
Well, we'll talk with Ms. Skidmore at the bottom of the hour. On a serious note, you may have seen on KGT 17 News, she escorted Christina Scrivener into court the other day when Zach Scrivener was ordered to appear, figuratively speaking. His attorney, H.A. Sala, appeared in his stead, and the case now has been backed up yet again to August. And Lauren, who is the executive director of the Open Door Network, escorted Christina Scrivener, Zach's estranged wife, into court as an advocate. And in fact, to be honest with you, I wasn't even going to bother her. God dang it. I didn't write it down. What prompted me to ask her to come on is she released a statement to 17 about her role as an advocate. And that's what I mean by I didn't write it down. I was supposed to write it down and I didn't. But we've got the real thing, so who cares? But we'll just talk to her about the role of an advocate and ask sincerely how Christina and the children are doing. And she'll only answer what she can. We'll talk with her at 4:30. And the president was down in Texas. They had a roundtable, like town hall discussion with every legislator in Texas. Ted Cruz. See, this is the only horrible part of tragedies or big events. Politicians love to take advantage of it. And these guys, Cruz and even Governor Abbott, just shut up. Shut up. Help these people get back on their feet. Help these people find their loved ones and shut up. I don't want to hear you pontificate while there are people literally out in the woods, in the debris, in the mud, looking for bodies. Because at this point, it is no longer a rescue. I mean, does somebody believe that there's some person hanging in a tree somewhere waiting to be saved? This is a recovery effort at this point. And they're talking about 120 dead now, 160 missing. So this thing is going to get ugly, but we'll talk about, you will hear from the president and Melania as well. Yeah, we'll hear from them. Thank you, Chris. And Dan Walters, noted columnist and now working for Cal Matters, wrote I listened to the Ralph Bailey show editorial, editorial commentary, Master of the Obvious, David Valadeo and his dangers in getting reelected. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. And tonight, Dodgers Giants. Who's pitching tonight, Mr. Berg?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Before Big Dog text me. See who can, and he's got a 2-minute advantage on you.
That's true.
I mean, you got a 2-minute advantage on him.
That's why I'm trying to work quick.
I'm guessing, since it was Glasnow, I'm guessing it's the front top of the rotation. So it's not Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I'm guessing it is Knack.
We are looking at
Big Dogs.
Dustin May.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Webb.
Ooh, Logan Webb's tough. Logan Webb's tough.
Glasnow was last night, so you'll have Dustin May tonight.
I don't have a problem with that. Dustin's been pitching fairly well. He's got a big high ERA. I think it's in the 4s.
This is to break the losing streak, correct?
Yes, it is. 6 in a row. 6 in a row. Got swept by the Brewers for the first time ever in Milwaukee. First time ever. Never been swept in Wisconsin. Got swept. And this was coming off of a 15-18 run. We had won 7 straight series, and we got beat in one series and swept in another. And now we're facing the All-Star break, and we really, really, really need to win 2 out of 3 from the god-awful stinky smellies. We really, really do. That starts tonight up in that bandbox that they call a stadium. Is it Qualcomm? I don't even know what they call that damn thing. Hey, could you just put it right there. Just leave it on that right there. Yeah, sweet. Just don't even, I hate when it rotates because it shines in the glass, and I'm like, what is it? That's the broadcast. That's the broadcast. But we begin in London, where it's on Bailey versus Burdick. 1 versus 2. Sinner versus Alcaraz. My man took care of his business early morning, and then it was like watching old Yeller. It really was. I've seen a couple of Hall of Famers. I got to see O.J. Simpson at the Coliseum in a 49er uniform. Ooh. Yeah. They gave him we all gave him a standing ovation. They separately introduced him. This is an away game. This is a Ram game. And they separately introduced him. This is his last season. They let him come to the middle of the field. This is how beloved OJ was. Because what is the significance of showing him love at the Coliseum, Mr. Burdick?
He played for USC.
He played for USC. He did a lot of good things in that stadium.
Yes, he did.
So they introduced the whole 49er team. Because this is back in the day, we'd get there at like 12:30, 12:15 for a 1 o'clock game. And then they introduced him separately, and he stood out in the middle of the field and waved and waved. And then he played, and he may have gained 3 yards in 10 attempts. It was hard to watch. I also saw Joe Namath play at the Coliseum. and his 9-step drop back and then throw it to the other team. It's sad to see GOATs or great, great athletes at their worst. And not that Djokovic was that bad. He just wasn't Djokovic. Sinner had no problem with him. Beat him in straight sets. He'd give him a little tuggle at the end of the set.
I was just gonna say,
It would be 5-2,
that
and then
final
he'd
set-
get 5-3, and you'd think, okay, 5-4, and then Sinner serves 6-4 and sets over. But it is what it is. His time has come. It's down to 2. And Taylor Fritz, the whole American crew of tennis players just aren't ready. Ben Shelton, Dennis Rodman's soon-to-be son-in-law. He's dating Dennis Rodman's daughter, Trinity, the big soccer player. Do you know about her before I mentioned her yesterday?
I knew about her as a soccer player. I did not put 2 and 2 together that she was Dennis Rodman's daughter.
That's interesting. And of course, to no one's surprise other than me, he was a deadbeat dad. She said he had a good heart. He comes into her life every couple of years. He's always got money and gifts, but he doesn't get it. It's not what kids don't give a damn about money and gifts. They want you there. They want you in the stadium watching them play soccer as they grow up. They want you to hug them when they lose 2-1 and they gave up the losing goal. Dennis just didn't grasp that, I guess. But yeah, so that's our final on Sunday. And tomorrow night, it is the story of Amanda Anisimova, the American girl. And let's take a break and I'll come back and talk about this because I meant to talk about this yesterday. I was so excited that she won. I didn't get into her personal story. It's a very interesting story of a young girl who just walked away from tennis, just walked away. And I started thinking about it. And professional tennis has to be the single hardest sport to play outside of your sheer performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a pro golfer. I think golf is a close second because it's an international sport as well. But you're not traveling the way these tennis players are traveling. You're not in Paris 1 week and then in London 3 weeks later, and then in New York 4 weeks later, getting ready for the US Open. And guess what? You're doing it by yourself. If you don't have a boyfriend or he doesn't travel with you, you're laying in that hotel room by yourself after a loss. It must be, I can't even imagine. And she's not the first to fall. Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, gymnastics is the same. You're traveling all over the world by your damn self. At least you got a couple of teammates. We'll talk about her travels. Then Rick Bentley, bottom of the hour, and the rest of the broadcast as we wrap up a short week for me. One of the real hard week for me, man. It really, really is. And doesn't look like I'm playing golf on Sunday. Getting around a little better, but not well enough to swing a golf club. Quick time out. We're just getting started on this Friday. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live, kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
Casey.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
It's sad that we've got to the point in this country where we can't even look at events objectionably anymore. Everything has to be from the side of a political party. It's sad that we now go in looking for evidence to support our narrative, our preconceived notions, rather than going in and trying to determine what really did happen.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Going to be a scorcher out there this weekend. Really kind of dangerous temperatures over 105. And it's time to get out of the house. Time to turn off the air conditioner and go use the air conditioning of Cassie Biddle at KC Steakhouse. Why not? Have an early dinner, get in around 5 and hang out till about 7 or 8 till it cools down. And if you are finished with your dinner and you've listened to Jimmy and Bobby, then I suggest you get up, walk about, 10 yards next door to the stockyard. Just examine it. Just see what it's like. Have one of their craft cocktails. Check out the incredible banquet room for election meetings or any type of meeting for that matter, or parties. And just enjoy what Cassie has done. It's been an absolute game changer for KC Steakhouse. But get out of the house, head to F Street, and get under the hands of the capable staff of KC Steakhouse, longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey Show.
Please meet Paul Sheldon's client, Vivian Rushing.
Hi, my name is Vivian Rushing. I am a client of Paul Sheldon. They helped me get everything in order. I had no clue what I was doing, and they were wonderful. The staff is amazing. Lynn and Kelly go out of their way to make you feel comfortable when you walk through the doors and make sure you have everything that you need. Paul is very accommodating. He uses himself as an example to help you understand the process of the insurance and what benefits you should be looking at and what you shouldn't be looking at and how to go about getting it together. I have recommended Paul Sheldon. Just a couple of days ago, I was in line to get my medications, and this gentleman was talking about retiring and didn't know what to do. I told him, contact Paul Sheldon. He's the best. I just want to say thank you, Paul Sheldon. You're wonderful and your staff is amazing.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298. This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
The reasons that we fear our feelings won't
Disappear. Oh, and after the love game has been played, all of illusions just a parade, and all our reasons start to fade. Please stand by. Mike Big Dog Parent. May tonight, Otani Saturday, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto on Sunday. Nice jersey. Thank you. I'm wearing my, as I do every Friday, tune in and subscribe to YouTube at Kern Radio. I'm wearing my Jackie Robinson jersey that I got on Jackie Robinson night, April 15th, 2025. This is what I don't like about the new Dodger uniforms. Can you see this? I'll wait till you guys subscribe. Go ahead, get on the YouTube so you can see my jersey. Go ahead, I'll give you a second. Go ahead. Hurry. I don't have it all day. Getting out here at 5:58:59. So let's go. Everybody get on YouTube so you can check out my jersey. Okay, you're checking me out? Let me see if they're checking me out. Okay, they're checking me out. You see the yellow tint? That's what they do with those new jerseys that they wear, where they have Los Angeles on the front and they have the number atop of the name. Hate it. And I hate the yellow tint. I love that sharp, white, traditional Dodger uniform. But I love this jersey. Wear it every Friday. God, what I would give to be in Lake Tahoe right now. I would, man. I'm telling you, I was thinking about it. Like my all-time dream thing was God could sit in this chair and say, Ralph, I'm going to send you somewhere for a week. What do you think it would be, Chris? But this is very close. In fact, I'm starting to lean toward Lake Tahoe. But if I could go for a week somewhere and God said, all right, I'll send you. I got it. Don't worry about it. Boom, you're gone. Where do you think I'd go? This is
Not Lake Tahoe.
This is easy. You're overthinking it.
Overthinking it.
Mhm.
LA?
The Masters.
Oh, true.
Send me the Masters for a week, God. Let me hang out in Augusta. I'd probably stay in Atlanta and drive down each day. I don't care, 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Well, it's not even 4 hours. Not even 4 hours. I drive down. I don't care. I don't stay in Augusta. Augusta's I mean, you can get in one of those old colonial homes. But to be in Lake Tahoe this weekend for the American Century Championship in South Lake Tahoe, imagine this, dude. Imagine this. I mean, the golf is one thing. You're on a beautiful golf course. It's on Lake Tahoe, A. But B, the dinners. Hey, Travis, what's going on, man? Oh, hey, Jason, how you doing? Where? Oh, here comes Chuck. Hey, Chuck, what's going on? Ralph Bailey, man. Are you kidding? Just those three. I just want to hang out with Chuck. I just want to hang out with the Kelsey brothers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and I apologize for presuming that you did, the American Century Championship at Lake Tahoe is a celebrity tournament. They invite a bunch of athletes, former athletes, current athletes, and celebrities, and they all vie for this championship. And the only issue they have had is that no athlete well-known ever wins. You know, have you ever heard of Marty Fish?
Name sounds familiar.
Randy had heard of him. I had never heard of him. I've been following tennis since I was 10 years old. I never heard of Marty Fish. And Darren said, oh, I heard him. Oh, he's a great tennis player. I was like, well, he never won a major because I ain't never heard of him. He won last year. And Joe Paveleski is one of the favorites this year. He's an old hockey player. That's their problem. The Tony Romos, who are really good, don't win. John Smoltz is really good. He doesn't win. If they could get names like that to vie and compete and be up there, it would really be an exciting tournament. But nobody wants to watch on a Sunday. Okay, here comes Marty Fish. Up by one on Paveleski. Oh, who? What? And the 17th hole where they dance, you know, Alfonso Ribera does the Carlton dance and they throw footballs on the ocean. And God, it looks so much fun. But the nightlife, can you imagine hanging out with these celebrities? You're drinking, you're going to the casinos. People forget there are casinos in Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe's in Nevada. There are casinos there. Nobody knows better than $150 down Ralph Bailey, who about 5 or 6 years ago, on my birthday, blew $150. And I was just playing every hand. Drunk as a skunk. It's my birthday. Playing every hand. 2-7, I'm in. I lost $150 quicker than you could tear it up, Jack, and laughed all the way through it. Threw my final chips in and said, oh, well. Skipped that. I was having such a good time. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. All right, I don't want to spend a lot of time on Amanda Anisimova. Just say a prayer for this young American girl. She's a really fascinating young woman who said, I couldn't do it. She just walked away. And like I said earlier, I don't think, is there a lonelier sport than tennis? I mean, imagine what they've gone through this summer. So you start in Australia, and then you lose there. So now you got to move on and you got to get ready for Paris. I don't even know. Do they go back to Florida? They even go back to the United States? Okay, let's say they do. That's even harsher. So you got to fly from Australia to Florida. You spend a couple of weeks in Florida. Then you got to pack up and you got to go to Paris.
And from what I understand, the girl that's in the finals has stayed in Europe for the last 3 weeks.
See what I'm saying?
If not more than that, probably.
And then after she wins or loses tomorrow, she's got to come back and get time adjusted and get ready for the U.S. Open in New York. And then it starts all over again. Then back down under, and then to Paris, then to London. She painted was her way of dealing. And do you know where she was ranked a year ago? 189th. And she's in the finals, likely to get beat. But nevertheless, it's a great story. Let's all say a prayer for the American. Quick time out. It's a Friday. So KGT TV entertainment reporter Rick Bentley joins us next.
We found the sport more duller than golf.
More than what? Tennis? Oh, come on. You gonna rearrange the camera?
Washington, divided federal
Okay.
appeals court has thrown out an agreement
It would have allowed accused September 11th mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed to plead guilty in a deal.
He thinks tennis is boring.
Execution for Al Qaeda's 2001 attack. Mohammed's accused of developing the plot.
Ow. You got any Swami music?
I was just working on it.
Okay. And applause when he does the last one.
Yeah.
Oh.
You, in your list of incompetent cabinet members,
Yes.
you need to add the Secretary of Education.
Miss McMahon.
Yes. Has worked with Spielberg for 30.
And don't it feel good? It's a Friday, and that means Rick Bentley, KGT entertainment reporter, is live in studio. Say hi to everybody. We're YouTubing. At YouTube
Hello,
Radio.
everybody.
Trying to get folks to subscribe. Just punch the little button there and subscribe.
And like.
And like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is that important? Likes?
Oh, likes are the lifeblood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a 20th century guy. I could not care less.
Real
about
quick
this.
story about this,
Yes.
the death of newspapers.
Yes.
In
the death of-
my final days as in a newspaper, I'd go in and pitch a story. Hey, I can do an interview with.
Right.
and they said, "Can you guarantee we'll get 1,000 likes?"
Really?
And I go, I couldn't guarantee an interview with Jesus
No
would get you 1,000.
kidding.
I mean, odds are it would, but that you had to guarantee that before they would say, "Go ahead and do the interview."
I can't believe an editor would say that.
That's why newspapers, that all they cared about, it was no longer the journalism part of it, was how many hits we're getting, how much is the internet paying for, because the newspapers were dead.
Yeah.
The print version was dead.
Yeah.
And so they were desperate to try to get that up. And so that's why, that was what killed the newspapers.
And I would be such a smart ass because I would have said, well, I thought that was your job to determine.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I just write the stories.
well, that's it. I come.
It's your judgment, not mine.
I would go to them and say, a perfect example. Same weekend I did an interview with Elton John. Did a story with him, and then I did an interview with one of the actresses who was on the Brady Bunch. I can't remember which one.
Eve Plum.
Eve Plum. Yeah, and
Jan Brady.
And at the end of the day, because that was a favor to a publicist, because she was on the live version of Grease or some weird thing. Anyway, the next week the numbers came out, and she blew Elton John out of the water, 50-1.
Yeah.
Now, if you had asked me ahead of time, I can guarantee you who's going to get 1,000.
I would have bet on Elton.
Yeah, and so it was impossible to figure out. Stories I get people tell me that, hey, everybody read your story on the broken cat or some weird. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't. So anyway,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey,
yes,
it's that time of month. I'm sorry, I got a little gas.
Our visitor from the East. I've dubbed myself Karnak the Magnificent. Oh, sorry. Yes, sir.
Yes. So I have in my hand these hermetically sealed envelopes, and you, in your divine wisdom, will be able to answer all the questions before even looking inside the envelopes.
Is that right?
They have been on the porch of Funk and Wagnall since yesterday, and now I'm ready to turn them over to you.
And no one but me can ascertain these answers before I open the envelope.
Or the person who wrote it.
That's correct.
That's correct. Let's start with the first one. Here,
letter
Karnak.
number 1. The Stanley Cup.
That's the worst music I've ever heard. It makes me want to go find a cobra and kill
Yeah,
them.
you can kill the music out. Thank you. That's enough.
Wow.
The Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup.
That's what I said.
I know.
What should Stanley never forget when he's playing sports? Stanley Cup. Right,
The Stanley Cup.
very nice.
We start slow.
Yes, indeed.
Here's number 2.
Letter number 2.
Yeah. And the people on the internet can see you're
From
fumbling with it.
the ground up.
From the ground up. Wow.
I can't read upside down. The Grateful Dead.
Karnak's powers are limited.
Did you watch the bit?
The Grateful Dead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God, you're the worst Ed McMahon in the business. The Grateful Dead. Who are the only ones not upset with the high cost of a funeral?
The Grateful Dead.
All right, very good.
Number 3.
Letter number 3.
Good to see you can hold on to it.
Yes,
and the right side up. Letter number 3.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Is there an echo in it? Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
That's what I said. Oh, Canada. What comes between N Canada and P Canada?
Oh,
Oh, Canada. All right, very good.
this one is timely.
Timely. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Not the dramatic pause.
Thank you. What can you always hear Ralph Bailey shouting in Las Vegas? Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven, because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. You got that right, boy.
And it's timely because today is Free Slurpee Day.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. Stop by, get your small free Slurpee.
I was unaware of that. I would have done that coming to work. God dog it.
You're going to go home from work, aren't you?
Sitting there drinking Gatorade.
You got to go right by a 7-Eleven to get to your home.
Yes, you do.
There you
Yes,
go.
you do.
Question number whatever. 5.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
That's right. Senator from Texas. What would you call an ocean voyage with actors Danson, Knight, and McGinley?
A Ted Cruz. Karnak makes people think sometimes.
As my wise father once said, they all can't be home runs.
Question number 6.
There's a little dead time in there. You got to pick it up a little
Well,
bit.
I was trying
Your
to
timing's a little off this Friday.
Yeah, well, fire me.
The Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four.
That's right. How would you refer to Dolly Parton if she had been born a twin? All right,
There
man.
you go. We got you. on
Well,
that.
my timing was a little off.
And here is the final question.
The final question.
The final question. Even he's slow.
Everyone's timing is off today.
Boy, it's hot.
May an elephant with gas get into your bathtub? Carnic, no, forget it. For a few dollars more.
For a few dollars more.
That's right. A few dollars. How can I get a better joke for this segment? For a few dollars more.
Thank you, Karnak, for your
Thank
insight.
you, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
All right, very good. Yeah, we've got to work. I got to work on the my skills opening the letter and our timing. And
Yeah,
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
yeah.
Let us move on. Should we start with what I want or what you want? Would you? It's totally up to you. I can care less.
Well, you have hyped Superman so much.
Yeah.
And the world has hyped Superman so much.
Yes.
I think we should at least let people know what I think of Superman.
All right. Let's start there.
This movie has mystified me.
Really?
Yeah.
In a bad way?
It's just mystified. And here's why.
Okay.
It's writer-director James Gunn made a movie several years ago based on a very obscure Marvel comic called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which was a huge success.
Massive success. Spawned a great franchise.
Mhm.
Wonderful film. And because he took this obscure comic book and made it accessible to the masses. So it got a large audience. Fast forward, Gunn is now the director-writer of Superman. And he's dealing with what could arguably be said is the most iconic superhero in comic book history.
Oh, no question. The first
and
the most iconic. Clearly.
Exactly. So he takes this character and he's, with already has been established. He didn't, have to do what he did with Guardians to sort of reinvent the wheel. And what he's done is he's created a movie that it's the first Superman movie that I don't think is going to appeal to the broad public.
Really?
I think if you're not a comic book nerd, you're going to come away with so many questions and so many, you may be baffled by some of the direction this film takes. I just think a guy who starts from the very beginning said, look, I want to streamline. We have been spending too much time on Superman with the story of Kal-El's origin on Krypton and exploding him, coming to Earth, getting the small woman raised, blah, blah, blah. I want to cut to the chase. Okay. So here's a guy who really wanted to get to the heart of the Superman story. But what he did was he threw everything in the kitchen, and including the kitchen sink, into this movie. There are obscure DC characters, like a character called Metamorpho, that if you're not a big fan of comic books, you don't even have any idea who this is. You have a Green Lantern show up, and anybody who saw the Green Lantern that Ryan Reynolds did is going to wonder why Nathan Fillion is playing this Green Lantern with this weird scarecrow-like haircut. And come to find out there's a Green Lantern Corps, but there's no explanation of that. Hawkgirl shows up, Mr. Terrific shows up. You get all these characters that are thrown in there. Then you get all these plot devices. We already jump in with Superman and Lois working at the Daily Planet, and they have a romantic relationship already. Okay, so we've got,
As Clark Kent or as Superman?
well, he's both. She knows.
She knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's faster than a speeding bullet, so she's got to know. Anyway,
Because different movies have different versions of their relationship. Because
Yeah.
in the original, she never knew, and then in 2, she knows for a while,
right.
and then he puts the smacks on her, and she gets amnesia.
Yeah,
somehow.
super hypnotism.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, it's like, oh God.
But okay.
But in this case, she knows. There's an explanation of why people get confused when he's wearing glasses. But the point being here, I thought David Cornwell as Superman was good.
Okay, that's a start.
Yeah, and I thought Rachel Brosnahan was really good as Lois Lane because
Okay.
she's strong enough to be a Lois Lane, but she's tender enough to care for Superman and Clark Kent / Clark Kent.
Okay.
So both of those are really good. But the story just meanders, wanders over. We have these creation of a pocket universe, and then there's a whole story about it could, if you do the wrong thing, it'll split the world in two. And then we have Superman. Superman goes home because he gets sick, and his parents. This is the first Mom and Pa Kent that are presented like Mom and Pa Kettle. I mean, they literally have gone from him being the man of steel to the man of moonshine still. I mean, they are so hicky and such an absurd version of the parents.
So they've changed the plot, and the dad doesn't die.
No, they're both still alive in this movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so we have
Because
that.
in every other version, the pop dies.
Yeah,
Even Cosner died as
Yeah.
his dad.
yeah. I mean, that was always the myth of the Superman story was when Superman got after he was Superboy and got ready to go to Metropolis. His parents were dead, and so he was he was on his own. So anyway, we have that. But the biggest problem I have, well, one of the big problems I have, there's such thing as comic book violence. We have seen movies where an entire half of the universe has been blinked out of existence by the clicking of fingers.
Right.
But we say that's comic book violence. We don't feel like that's real. We've seen giant monsters step on people. We go, there's no giant monsters going to step on me. They have Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, sorry, in this movie, have Lex Luthor commit what I think is one of the most vile, horrific, an act of violence that you can't walk back from. So he went from being just this menacing, Lex Luthor that he's always been, to really being a psychotic killer. And so they've taken, and a film that was being pushed is going to have more humor and be a lighter version of it. We get to this very dark moment. Then the last thing that just drove me nuts was, I get it when you want to put your own feelings. You're the writer. You can do what you want to. This thing is so heavy-handed about immigration and about how we should treat aliens. And there's a whole big speech by Superman going, you've made a mistake. You've called me an alien. I'm as human as anybody here. I get up in the morning and I make mistakes, and we go through this whole long speech about how we should respect aliens. And you could just take out the word human and put American in there.
There's a story in the LA Times about that, where Dean Cain,
he
played Superman on television, came out, and I didn't take it very seriously because he hasn't seen the movie. But he said, "I understand they've woken Superman, and I don't like it."
Oh yeah, it is, and it's not just subtle. I mean, there's a sequence in there where Lex Luthor has a whole room with like 1,000 monkeys typing. If there's that whole theory about if you put 1,000 monkeys in a room with typewriters, they would eventually write William Shakespeare. So he's got.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's that literature thing.
Okay.
So the monkeys are they're the ones feeding the internet. So there's this whole commentary, and then the last thing is Superman. There's this video that's released that shows that Superman isn't here for the good that he's told us about. That he's here, and the whole world in a blink turns against him. So after all the good he's done, then he becomes the villain of the piece. And so there's just all those mistakes. And what I don't get is Gunn did so well with Guardians, and he had to work hard with that one.
Right.
And he had Superman when he didn't have to work so much difficulty, and he blows it. So I don't know. It gets a C+ for me only because the two main actors are good. I can't say that David should be one of the top Superman because we only see him briefly as Clark Kent. And I always judge my Superman on how well they played both of those.
Right.
If you can make them feel like two different characters, then you've nailed it. His Clark is only in it just for a short amount of time, so it's hard to judge him on that. So anyway, I just feel like this film just, and discussion was, does the dog, is the dog is in it so much. I wanted a leash just for slowing down a little. Every scene is that dog flying through, and
it's Gunn's dog, right?
Yeah. Well, who cares? It's Superman's. It's Superman's cousin's dog, but who cares? But he's out of control. He has, he jumps on Superman. He's always biting things. He's tearing things up, and it's just a point where you go, please, just collar him. Do something. It's too much.
Yeah,
so
that's too bad. Is it worth going to go see this weekend?
I sat next to two really nice guys at the theater who are not comic book geeks, okay? And after it was over, I asked them, they said, well, they liked it. I didn't get a rave review from them. And I said, well, here's the determination. Would you go back and pay to see it again? No. I said, if it's free on TV, we'd watch it again. So that's
something.
It's something. Look, it's hot. It's air conditioned.
Thank you.
There are some decent action scenes in it. The two main actors are good. But I'm telling you, if you don't, you should corral somebody who's a comic book to go with you, because there's going to be question after question of who's that character? Why is that character there? How are they doing that? I mean, it's just, and Gunn is a real aficionado of comic books, but he has to remember that these films are made for both the fans and the general public who don't quite know it.
Yeah, because I didn't know anybody you talked about other than the Green Lantern. And I saw the Green Lantern on a bus, on an airport bus coming back from the airport. And I literally got off that bus thinking, I've never seen a worse movie in my life.
And it is,
it was remarkably bad.
Always ranks as one of the worst superhero movies.
Oh my God.
I think the only thing worse is Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
But, count that as a blessing.
Yeah. I'm running out of time, and I really wanted to talk to you about Jaws. And I know this isn't really timely. I know it's Jaws week or it's Shark Week.
Yeah.
And it's the 50th anniversary. I had never seen this documentary on
Well, it's
Jaws.
brand new.
Is it? Okay, good. That's okay.
It's brand new for National Geographic. It's really, to me, and I watched the whole thing, it's almost a definitive Jaws documentary.
Oh, no question.
And
no question.
Here's why. The director has worked with Steven Spielberg for 30 years. He's done all the behind-the-scenes films of all the Indiana Jones movies, all the Jurassic Park movies. He's known Spielberg forever. So when he got ready to put this documentary together, there's home footage from Spielberg. The author of the book turned over some home movies.
Peter Benchley.
Peter Benchley, thank you.
Great book. I read the book before I saw the movie.
Yeah. And so he had, because when I did the interview with the director, I said, well, a lot of time a documentary filmmaker will tell me there's that one piece of footage that if I could have got that would have been it. And he goes, we had everything we needed.
Yeah.
We had every access to every interview, everybody. And so if you're looking for and it's available on the streaming services. It's Hulu's got it right now, so you can pop into it. It's Jaws at 50.
Yeah,
and
an inside look.
An inside look. It is, to me, and I've seen lots and lots of Jaws documentaries. I think it may be the definitive.
No question, no question, because I thought I knew a lot about the production of Jaws, and I learned things that I never knew. I think we've all, if you're a nerd like us and you're in the movies, he's a bigger nerd on these things and knowledgeable than I, but we're all, I think, have read or heard about the difficulty of production and being on the ocean and going over budget, and Spielberg almost getting fired, like Coppola almost getting fired on Godfather, and him just think. But what I did not know was that Spielberg suffered what he refers to as PTSD from this.
Yeah.
And that he had nightmares for years about the production of this movie, and that his solace was to sneak off at Universal, and I'm telling you all, not Rick, to sneak off at Universal, get in a golf cart, sneak behind the trams, and go to where they had shipped the Orca to Universal. He'd get aboard the Orca into the room where they had the discussion of the USS Indianapolis, the famous scene about comparing scars. And you see this one right here. This is from 7th grade where Connie Tasoulis broke my heart. And he would sit there for hours and cry.
Yeah.
And that was his therapy. And the other thing I didn't know, how in the world was he not nominated?
Oh,
I mean, not even nominated for Best Director, but the film was nominated for Best Picture.
well, you've heard me say this before. It should be automatic.
Automatic.
If you're nominated for Best Picture, the director should be automatically nominated for Best Director.
It only makes sense.
It doesn't direct itself.
Exactly.
And so to separate those two, now that was a time, and I'm not going to defend the Academy because they're idiots, but that was a time when we only had 5 nominations. You know, now they go up to 10, 12,
Right.
137, whatever they need to do. And so there were only 5 slots available. But still, when that film, that film changed movie history.
It really did.
It was the first summer blockbuster.
Yep.
It taught us how to scare people with tension and not just freak them out or use gore or anything like that.
And it introduced the word merch.
And
Merchandise.
there are thousands of people out there who were so influenced, they went into the film business to make movies because of that.
Yep.
Or they went into the scientific
Or
world.
marine biology. Yep.
Yeah, because of that movie. And so name a film other than Jaws that's had that sort of universal effect, not just, oh, it made a lot of money.
The only downside on that I learned in the documentary, and we've done better. There are groups that are out there saving that. I think the stat was it began a wave of shark hunting, where we lost like 80% of white sharks for a period.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And then at the very end, they're saying they had some film of them, some folks down in Florida helping a shark back into the water. And they were like, you know, back in the 70s and the 80s, they'd have never seen that.
Oh no,
you'd have never seen that.
You'd never seen that.
They were thinning sharks, just cutting off the fins and then throwing them back in the water to die.
You know, and I credit Shark Week with and there's a lot of people who have Shark Weeks, Discovery and all that.
Yeah.
I credit that with educating us
Mm-hmm.
that sharks aren't our natural enemy. Yes, they do.
No, we need them.
But we need them, and they're gorgeous, incredible creatures.
They really are.
And so, but again, we've been scared of other things. Cujo made us scared of dogs, but we didn't go out and kill all the dogs.
Right.
Christine made us scared of cars, but we didn't go out and wreck all the cars. It was just weird how that shows how deep emotionally Jaws affected us.
Yeah.
And it was because of that. It really was the follow-up to Psycho. Because if you talk to people about Psycho, they will swear to you that they've seen that blade go in her in the shower so many times. And if you watch it, you never see a blade. Never see contact.
Never. And I strongly urge you, and I'm not trying to sell it, but it is a fascinating documentary.
It is an amazing documentary.
And there are just so many layers of this onion. I mean, the relationship between Shaw and what's his name? Dreyfus.
Yeah.
And just the mechanics. And the fact that the shark didn't work most of the time helped the film.
The iconic opening sequence where that woman is swimming in the ocean.
And you see
we see her pulled down.
From the shark's point of view.
Right. But we never see the shark. That originally there was supposed to be a shark in that scene.
Right.
But
the shark wasn't ready.
Bruce wasn't working.
Yeah.
And so and it comes out much better.
She recently passed away, that young lady.
Yep.
Yeah. Always good to talk to you. Thank you, Ed McMahon. Rick Bentley, always good to see you. We'll talk to you next week. So have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Rick Bentley, quick time out. Headed into the 4. We've got lots to do before we get out of here on this Friday. And we'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Our phone number, 842-5376, 842-KERN. And Lauren Skidmore, Executive Director of the Open Door Network, will join us at the bottom of the hour. You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. Yeah, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
I give you
I watched it twice.
when I do these interviews, I have to see so many things. I oftentimes watch about 30 minutes or something like that. So I can bluff my way through an interview. I could not stop. And like I said, I've seen so much of that.
Yeah.
I knew so much of that.
Yeah.
Even to the point of them, the director, he went into the back lot of Universal and out of their dumpster, dug out a lot of the stuff from Jaws. Bruce had been thrown away. They told him, they said, "Now make sure you wear boots because there's probably some rattlesnakes in there." But he wanted, and now that's hanging at the television museum down in LA.
Oh, is that right?
You can see the actual Bruce. He's hanging from the ceiling.
Wow.
And you don't really appreciate how big it is until you see it hanging from that ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 12, 14 feet long. It is amazing.
And just how they examine the shots,
Oh, yeah.
like the shot when he's chumming the fish, and you see the fish for the first time,
Yeah.
and he backs up, but the camera follows him and zooms up on him, and I mean, it's just so brilliantly directed by him, and he wasn't even nominated.
Yeah. At least he's won 2 Oscars, but he
And just the whole turmoil, it's almost like Godfather, where they're going to whack him, and the president of the studio came,
I
and
think what screwed him was he was so over budget, and so they had so many problems with him. He pissed off everybody.
yeah,
So I don't think there was a good Academy
feel,
spiel to get him nominated.
yeah,
They wanted the film nominated, but they didn't push him.
right, which is crazy.
That's
Because
why-
this was his Citizen Kane,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Wouldn't you say?
yeah. Oh, certainly so. Yeah, and only his 3rd film.
Because he said after that, I was given carte blanche.
What's the 2 before that? The 2 he directed before.
Oh, don't tell me. Goldie Hawn. I love that movie. Oh God. In Texas, she steals her baby. Oh, I can't come up with it.
Sugarland Express.
Sugarland Express. I knew that.
And the first
Oh, the other one, Duel with Dennis Weaver.
TV movie.
That's a great picture.
That's a great.
That is a
And
great
if you
picture.
watch that picture, you see a lot of what he was going to do as John.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot of that. Like, where's the truck? Oh, suddenly it's there. You maybe hear it, but
And then to make money, I heard he did a bunch of Columbos.
he did.
He did a bunch of TV,
Oh yeah.
which he
did.
said, I could have done that forever. He said that was easy.
Oh,
Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. But he said, getting on the
All
ocean.
right.
Thank you, sir. That was fun.
Next month.
All right. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Center or the Tehachapi Adult Daycare Center if you need to cool off. Bakersfield Police asked the community's help to find a missing at-risk 16-year-old girl. Love Iceland Dixon was last seen a little after 10:30 Thursday night in the 2900 block of Morocco Court. Her picture is posted on Bakersfield Police.
Hey, they can hear the music if I turn that up, right?
Be is asked to give them a call. Ridgecrest Police will conduct a DUI checkpoint tonight from 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. The check will be done at an undisclosed location. Impaired driving can come not just from alcohol, but from marijuana, prescriptions, and even over-the-counter medications. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk.
And Skidmore's coming in.
96.1 AM
Yeah.
1180 KERN.
What do you think? This is the army where you shoot them a mile away?
You got to get up close like this. Then a bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Friday, 11th day of July, 7-11. Want to thank Rick Bentley. That was fun. Playing our Ed McMahon. I'm going to start sending him old clips of Karnak the Magnificent. I'm going to start sending you some too, so we can all get our timing down.
My bad. I thought you wanted that at the end of it, after all the jokes were done.
No, that's why you got to see clips of the old Carson. Because whenever Ed McMahon would say, I have in my hand the final envelope, the audience would go nuts. And then Johnny would look in the camera and insult them. What's wrong? What's going on? What's the matter? What are you doing? Why? Gilmore will be here in 20 minutes. Yeah. And why do we want to get closer to me?
So they can see you.
No. Haven't you seen Tootsie? You never seen Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman?
Gotta see you.
Where the director says, back up, because it's Dustin Hoffman as a woman. And
it's a spotty move at the moment.
And the guy goes, how far do you want me to back up? And the guy goes, how about Cleveland? That's how I feel about close-ups on my ugly mug. Let's move that back into the parking lot. Shoot it from there. How's that?
I'll move it back to where it usually is in a second.
I don't want to be this. Oh, yeah, it's way too tight on the brother. I got all kind of acne and I haven't shaved and I need a haircut. You're showing how bald I am. This isn't good. That's why you need to subscribe to YouTube at Kern Radio so you can see just how ugly I am. Although I look pretty damn good in this Jackie Robinson uniform, I must admit. 842-5376, 842-KERN. I'm telling you, you got to watch this documentary on Steven Spielberg. I mean, particularly if you're an old person like me who grew up with it. Came out in 75, September of 75. I was 13 years old. You ever been to a drive-in? You have been to a drive-in?
Yes, I have.
You're lying. What year were you at a drive-in?
It was COVID, or it was right after COVID when they were doing like the big projector screens because
Okay. That I guess it counts, but it doesn't count.
Oh, fair. Like
I mean, like a part of society. You know what I mean?
No.
Like when I went to the drive-in, that's what people did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I went with the Statons, Mark Staton, my buddy down the street. And I remember we were 75. I was 12. And we went in our pajamas. And I spent the night in Staton's house, even though I lived like a block from home. Because back in those days, see, there was this thing called decorum. And parents didn't drop kids off at their home late at night. You would stay at your friend's house. The parents, you would ask, okay, so this is how it would go in the 70s. Staten would say, why don't you go? My parents are taking me to the movies. Why don't you come with us? Okay, great. Where are we going? We're going to see Jaws at the Sentinel Drive-In. It starts at like 8:30. We're going to get there at 7, watch the first film, boop, 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 and you watch a double feature. You'd watch the first movie at like 7, right around dusk, and then you'd watch the main feature at 9 o'clock, and parents would not drop you off at their home at somebody else's home at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. So the Statons would call my family and say, Mrs. Bailey, Ralph's going to these movies with us. We're going to be getting back at midnight. We've invited Ralph to spend the night. And my mother would be like, that's fine. Because if I asked to spend the night, my mother would be like, no. You got this through with Miss Staton? And that's how it went. And we went in our pajamas and spent the night with Staten, and I was blown away. This is one of the best movies I had ever seen at that point. And it outdid The Sting, it outdid Godfather financially. And this documentary gets into all the ins and outs, the relationship between Robert Shaw and Dreyfus hated each other. And it was a love-hate relationship, which makes it even more complicated, made it even more fun. And Robert Shaw was kind of a drunk. And the night that Spielberg talks about this, see, this is the great part of the documentary. Spielberg walks you through this, through interviews over the last 50 years. It's been 50 years. So there are at least 8 to 10 different interviews with Spielberg over the 5 decades. And he walks you through this. And you can tell some of them are done later than others, because in the later interviews, he goes, I'd have never done this today, but Robert came to me the night before we shot the USS Indianapolis scene where they're drinking in the boat and they compare scars. And he says, Shaw says, do you mind if I have like 2 or 3 drinks before we shoot this? I don't want to be drunk and I don't want to act drunk, but I do want to have inhibitions a little loose. And Spielberg said, I said, yeah, sure. Well, the next day they had to help him on the boat and he couldn't even get through 3 sentences. And he woke up Spielberg in the middle of the night and apologized. Did I embarrass myself? Did I embarrass you? This will never happen again. And he said the next day he did it in like 3 takes, just absolutely killed it. And that Shaw was a writer. He wrote several plays. He also was in one of my favorite James Bond movies, From Russia with Love, and one of the greatest fight scenes ever, where he and Sean Connery fight on a train. And Sean Connery's getting his ass kicked. 007's about to die, and he flips the script on Shaw, and it's just one of the great fight scenes ever. And he was a writer, and Spielberg had somebody else come in and write for that specific scene, the whole comparing scars and the USS Indianapolis, and he had somebody who had been on the or had family that was on the USS Indianapolis, because that's a great story if you don't know it. And it's a really good book if you haven't read it. There's several books on the USS Indianapolis. Do you know the story of the USS Indianapolis?
I know I've heard it before. It's the one that sunk and everybody was eaten by sharks.
Yes, it's the mission to they were carrying the bombs to the planes that were going to attack Hiroshima and Nagasaki with the H-bomb. And so it was a secret mission, obviously. And they got torpedoed and had no contact with anybody. We're in the water for like 72, 96 hours. And they were 1,100 men, as Robert Shaw says in the film, 1,100 men went out and about 800 came back. Sharks ate and killed about 300, 400 men who were stuck in this water for 96 hours. And it's just a phenomenal story, and it's a phenomenal scene. And Shaw wrote the scene. He said, do you mind if I kind of finagle with this? Well, Spielberg's 25, 26 years old. Shaw's written plays. He's a, Academy Award-winning actor, of course. And what you saw on the scene is what Shaw wrote. And he streamlined it down. He said, I think Spielberg said it was started at 8 pages. Shaw got it down to 3, where he talks about it. And this choice of how he played it, if you remember the scene, he tells the horrible story with like a grin. He's like, 75 men went in and only 20 came out. We were delivering a bomb. That's not a bad Robert Shaw, actually. But it's just, I don't know. I found it fascinating. I may be boring you with this, but I found it absolutely thrilling. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Anything on the board?
Yeah, I got a couple here.
What do you got?
Ralph, if you can't play golf, do a side hustle. Drive the beverage cart and strong arm people for tips, then donate all the tips to Honor Flight. Just saying.
I don't think you people understand what gout is. And I don't think you understand what I'm going through. It hurts to walk. Do you comprehend that? It hurts to walk. I have been confined all week, even though I can get around now. I mean, I missed work Monday, Tuesday, because I literally could not put weight on my left foot. I could not stand up. I had to hop around my apartment for about 4 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was still hopping. Fell 3 times, broke a glass in my hall. I have a scar right there from where I fell with the glass in my hand. I just today, because I made one cocktail Saturday night and tried to hop back to my bedroom with it. So as I do in the studio, there's a trail of coffee from the coffee machine in my studio. There was a trail of margarita from my kitchen to my bedroom. I just cleaned that up today. I'm going to spend the weekend cleaning up my bathroom because you don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. But so getting around is not an option. And just getting out of the Uber and walking to the bar at Mexicali, and then walking out of the bar and getting in the Uber and walking from the Uber to the theater is going to be enough for the kid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even sure the way I feel today, I could pull that off. I'm a horrible patient, and I have a horrible trait that I love to complain. I have a high tolerance for pain, but I love to complain. I don't know what it is. It's a really bad habit, but so thanks for the suggestion. But Chris Orr, please stand by. Under a microscope, the gout molecules literally look like little spears, and those are inside your joints. Yeah, I've seen it. Once I had a bad case that I had to go to Cothry, and he showed me the X-ray. And uric acid creates these crystals, not spears, but they're crystals. They're like sharp blades in your joints. And it creates swelling and just a pain that I can't even describe. Like a lot of folks have described, you can't even put a sheet. Like when it's in your toe, like it was in the, let me show you. I'm not taking off my shoe, but it was on the top part of my foot, this period, and in my ankle as well. But when it's on your toe, you can't have a sheet come across that toe without it feeling like you got shot. And most of the time, there's no pain as long as I'm like this. Like right now, I'm not in pain. Now, when I put it down, the blood rushes to it, it hurts. This bout, it hurt, period. It hurt for like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It was just throbbing pain. Where I think it was Sunday night, I got so frustrated. I took a pillow and Craig Harrison's book, and I laid in my tub, and I turned on the cold water and just sat like this, reading a book in my tub with cold water running on my foot for about a half an hour, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm going to get on the allopurinol. I'm going to take Ray's powder. I'm going to see what happens, but I'm not going through this anymore. It's my own damn fault. It's my, it's self-inflicted. I am the Pam Bondi of my own health. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll continue to check the board. I'm going to get into some of the political stuff in the 5. There's some stuff riling up down in Texas. John Cornyn is the shoe-in incumbent, but he's being challenged by a fellow Republican, Ken Paxton. Well, that's not really the story. Ken Paxton's the Attorney General. The story is Ken Paxton's wife, who is also a politician in the great state of Texas. She's kind of thrown a wrench in what is a really confusing race down in Texas, because Cornyn would win. Paxton might win, but the Democrats are licking their chops because Paxton is leading Cornyn, and they want Paxton. And the slight majority in the Senate, 1, 2, 3 seats could make all the difference in the world. And we haven't even talked about the House yet. We'll get into that. Plus, Dan Bongino is AWOL, packed up his stuff, and went back to Florida to see his wife and kids. Got into a big fight with Pam Bondi. And I'm telling you, it is a cartoon show, this cabinet. Write them down. Patel, Hegseth, Bondi, and Bongino will not be there in 2026. You can't tell Chris Burdick right now to become a caddy and go caddy on the tour just because he can carry a golf bag and he can measure from here to the hole. There's experience that is mandatory. And in the political world, inside the Beltway, with the entire world looking at you, there's no pamphlet, there's no directory, there's no internship. You've got to have experience. And none of them got it. Bobby had some state experience down in Florida, but other than that, these people don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry that they have an R behind their names. I'm sorry that they were once popular doing podcasts and being a weekend guy on Fox and Friends, but these people are incompetent and you all know it. And we'll all know it in a couple of months when Bongino's trying to get a radio deal again and Patel's doing a podcast and Bondi's down in Florida doing whatever the hell she's going to do and Hegzet's begging for a job at Fox. I guarantee. Quick time out. We're coming right back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Monday's Armstrong and Getty Show. President Trump promised a major announcement about Russia.
And a young meteorologist who's questioned climate change orthodoxy says he's getting attacked constantly. Let's see, science in which everybody has to agree. I don't think that's science. On the next Armstrong and Getty Show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Sangera Subaru. Good news, the 2025 Subaru Solterra finally here. And the 2025 Subaru Solterra is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. And right now, you can lease a brand new 2025 Solterra Premium SST for just $299 a month for 36 months and zero due at signing. That's right, nothing but your John Hancock on a brand new EV. Subaru Solterra comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. So go test drive the new Solterra at Sangera Subaru. And of course, just ask my good friends Damon Culbertson and Hassan Levy about all the great Subaru vehicles for 2025. Sangera Subaru, located at 5500 Gasoline Alley Drive in the Bakersfield Auto Mall, or 24/7 at sangerasubaru.com. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community.
Through July 25, lease a 2025 Solterra Premium SST for $299 a month on a 36-month lease. Zero due at lease signing plus tax and license. Zero security deposit. 7,500 mile year limit. 15 cent per mile overage. MSRP $41,656. VIN number SA-095326. Monocle SED-11.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds
I don't care.
Old Spice Fiji
It's
sounds
104
like
right now.
Sounds
Wow.
like smells amazing.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
Wow. 104.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
For who?
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that
Oh, the guy that won't take me golfing?
You could become an
What's his
IT
name?
pro in just months, including cybersecurity
I
and the
should call-
basics
I
of
should call
AI
him.
with zero experience
I
at
know, but what's his first name?
mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
it works for me,
Babes.
and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is a
He's on the
special notice
phone?
to U.S.
Wants to come on
taxpayers
the show?
owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available.
So they're
They
both
may
playing?
significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose
Which
out.
one was the
You
kicker?
can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all
Palmer was the
issues,
kicker?
reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by tax relief advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147, or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday
weekday morning, 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERS.
For YouTube viewers, this is not news. This is usually Ralph.
The Ohio Players. I don't play to the camera. I do this whenever. We've been doing this for years. That's the only good thing about this thing. It's very subtle. I can forget about it and not play up to the camera. I was worried about that. I watched it last night a little bit for the first time because I didn't like the shirt I was wearing. So I was like, oh yeah.
I always find something to nitpick about ours too.
Yeah. You watch every day?
I don't, not every day, but I like to go back and cut segments and put them on YouTube as just smaller, videos for people to watch and stuff. So I just, while cutting those, I'll always watch the segment again and see what I do right and wrong.
Yeah, I just watched like the first 15 minutes. I noticed that as loud as I am, sometimes I get kind of low and I can't understand what I'm saying. I was like, huh? What?
Yeah, there are moments.
Come on, Ralph, enunciate. And my voice has gotten, I don't know if deep is the word, but gravelly. And sometimes when I get lazy and I start talking like this, I sound like Fred Sanford. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Who you got?
Baines is on the line.
Baines, how are you?
Doing good, Ralph. I just dropped one of my boys off at Stanford for the soccer season. They reported today and was listening to you on the phone up in Palo Alto, and then I came over to Santa Anela, got some gas, and on the Rogers Brandon Radio Network, you came in clear as a bell in Santa Anela.
Wow, that is outstanding. How are the boys doing?
They're fantastic. They spent not enough time with me and too much time in South America, but
South America? What are they doing? What were they doing in South America?
watching soccer, being tourists. Watching soccer, chasing girls, and going to the beach. And
Wow.
soccer.
Where were they?
Buenos Aires,
Ooh.
Ecuador, Rio de Janeiro, Bolivia.
What?
Chile.
Wow.
3.5 weeks.
Are you looking?
Your friend Hassan's son. is with them, Alex.
Oh, is that right? Well, then I'll hit Hassan up with the same offer. But if you're looking to adopt, I'm available. Good googly moogly.
They work and do a lot of things, and I didn't give them any more than their normal weekly allowance, so they pulled it off. Good for them.
Yeah, that's exciting. That is my dream. Rio, Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo. Wow. Brasilia.
We're fellow gout brothers.
Yeah.
What you said might have even been an understatement of how bad it can hurt.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
I'm just going to say, I've mentioned it in one of the texts, I think. Carlos Alvarez is my doctor. He gives me a little shot cocktail of its Toradol and Kenalog.
Yeah.
Those two drugs, if he gives it to me at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the next morning I am better.
Really?
And it's like, really. And the other thing that I'm on allopurinol all the time, and you got to do that daily.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
250 milligrams. There's side effects, but take any side effect for getting gout.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I'll never do this again. And I say this after every bad bout I have, but this is the last one. I'm going to get on the drugs and yeah, I know the side effects, but I prefer that than hobbling around like an old man. Always good to hear from you.
The other thing I'd say is some cherry juice.
Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. I've never really done that, but everybody's, yeah.
As far as the cabinet, there will be changes.
Oh, absolutely.
But I will also say absolutely.
I got to fly, Baines. Thanks for the call.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump is visiting Texas to assess catastrophic flooding that has killed at least 120 people.
Teradol.
Despite his past calls to phase
Teradol.
out the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the Republican president has praised the federal response to the disaster. Mr. Trump is touring the affected areas by air, meeting first responders and speaking with victims'
It
families.
gets worse when I sit.
President Trump says the U.S. is selling weapons to its
Because
NATO
I'm so
allies
used
in
to,
Europe
because
so
when
they
I'm
can
home,
provide them to Ukraine as it struggles to
what's
fend
up,
off the
man?
recent
What's up?
escalation in
It's been up
Russia's
since
drone
6
and
o'clock
missile
last night.
attacks.
You know,
Trump said in an NBC
and
interview,
I get up to go to the bathroom and get some food. It's the only reason I get out of bed.
On Wall Street, the Dow
Somebody's
Jones
just
by
telling me because I was like,
279 points. The Nasdaq dropped
golf is
45.
definitely out, and now I don't even think I'm
More
gonna go see this
details
fucking
at
movie tomorrow
SRNnews.com.
because it just hurts to walk.
News Talk
You
96.1
know, it hurts
and
to
AM
sit.
1180
Just sitting
KERN.
at a bar,
From the
that would
KERN
hurt.
News
Yeah,
Your live and local news
or sitting in the
update
theater
on
for
News
2.5
Talk
hours,
96.1
and then
and
fucking
AM
Bentley
1180
says it's like
KERN.
I'm Bill
C
Roberts.
plus.
Homelessness is technically
He
on
said
the
the
decline
story
in
is kooky
Bakersfield.
and
The issue still
there are
came up as a topic
characters
of
that,
discussion during Wednesday
unless you're
night's
a
council meeting.
unless you're a
Officials are
Marvel
looking
nut,
at more cost-effective
yes,
ways to tackle the
like
problem.
Green Lantern is.
Senator Andre Gonzalez says he doesn't want to reduce the number of beds now, but believes there has to be a plan to scale down in the future.
More
One
focus
person is
like
dead,
that.
another seriously injured after an overnight stabbing in East Bakersfield. Police officers were called to the 1500 block of Padre Street at around 2:15 this morning. They found two men suffering from major
I'm still
stab
gonna go
wounds.
see it. He
One
did
of the
say
men
that
did not
the
survive.
dude
The
is
other
good
is
at Superman,
hospitalized in critical
but he's
but
barely
stable
Clark
condition.
Kent.
There is currently no suspect
He's mostly
information.
Superman.
Like Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every
Exactly.
half hour.
all that, and then there's a little bit
News
of
Talk
Uh-huh.
96.1 and AM 1180
Yeah, and the
KERN.
relationship with Lois and him acting differently, and you can see because yeah, he said he gave it a C plus, and he said he said the dog is way too into. He said the dog is like it's way too much of the dog. So stupid.
That's right. Nothing but your John Hancock on a brand new EV. Subaru Solterra comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. So go test drive the new Solterra at Sangera Subaru. Of course, just ask my good friends Damon Coburn and Simon Levy about all
Thanks for
the
coming in.
Subaru vehicles for 2025. Sangera Subaru, located at 55 Gasoline Alley Drive in Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Look at you smelling all good, looking all got the nice shoes on and everything. Yes, we do. Oh, Lord have mercy.
What is it? Because I missed the part of like whatever you have. I just
What?
talking about you can go get surgery and how much pain you're in, but you didn't say what it is.
I'm not getting surgery. Who said I was getting
I
surgery?
thought that's what you were saying. I
Oh.
tuned in like the
I have
last-
gout.
You have gout. Okay.
It's an arthritic condition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to show you my foot, but you don't want to see it. And it's just, I missed work Monday, Tuesday. I could not put any weight on my foot.
Have
It's a-
you peptides? You know, everyone talks about peptides because of the weight loss peptide.
Yeah.
There is an anti-inflammatory injection you can get. It's a peptide.
That's what somebody just was on the phone. Teradol?
Yep.
That's what somebody,
It's not a steroid. It's an anti-inflammatory.
that's what he said.
Go to Anti-Aging and Wellness.
He goes to Carlos Alvarez. You know
Okay.
Carlos Alvarez.
Yep, me too. Dr. Deal, because I had some inflammatory issues. I didn't have joint, but there's a joint specific one. Teradol, is it?
Yeah. I'm just going to get on the allopurinol. I was on it for a while. Then I lost the weight and I hadn't had a bout for like 5 years. And now over the last year, I've had 2 or 3. And this one was just horrendous. Yeah, really bad. All right, this is going to be really difficult on me.
You can do it.
I really don't want to do this. Eight 842 KERN. You need to be YouTubing with us at Kern Radio because the lovely executive director of the Open Door Network, Lauren Skidmore, is live in studio. Wave to everybody right there. That's a camera.
I know it's so weird to have a camera in here. I can't
I know.
come in my comfy clothes anymore.
You're always dressed nicely when you come see us. What are you talking about? Oh, this is difficult. Because I wasn't even going to bother you because we all saw you. Zach Scrivener was ordered back into court. He figuratively appeared. His attorney, H.A. Sala, appeared in his stead. They had the case once again delayed back now until August. And we saw you come in and out of court with Christina Scrivener. And I wasn't going to bother you because I didn't think you wanted to talk about it until I saw that you had released a statement to Channel 17. So before we get to the real important stuff, how's Christina and the kids? Walk us through what exactly Jenny Ha told me or told us that you were an advocate.
Correct.
Walk us through what that is.
Yeah, so the Open Door Network had two nonprofits before we merged. Alliance Against Family Violence and Sexual Assault was what we were known for prior. And so essentially we do a whole range of services for anyone facing domestic violence, sexual assault, or human trafficking, as well as child abuse. So our team does supportive services. We have a shelter that supports these individuals and these victims. But one of the elements we do is court advocacy and just general advocacy. So we can support somebody when they're going through a court case. We can support somebody whether or not they want to engage in law enforcement activity. A lot of times victims will come to us and there's too many pieces at play. You know, maybe the perpetrator is the one paying for all their bills. Maybe the perpetrator is threatening to take away their children. There's so many things at play that we help a victim kind of walk through what their next steps could be. And so in my role with the Open Door Network, I am an advocate in support of the victims in this case. And so I am really just there to support the family. I am there to make sure that I am listening alongside with the mother of the victims to make sure we're getting correct information. You know, a lot of times things can get very emotional in the moment, especially if you're sitting in a courtroom and you're seeing, you know, your ex-husband or your perpetrator. You might tone out and not realize it. So you're missing some details in the case. So my role is really just to keep things transparent and fluid and support her and the family throughout the entire process.
How are Christina and the children? There are 4 kids?
Yes, Christina and Zach had 4 children.
Yeah, ages from what to what?
Their ages are, you know, young teen all the way to graduate of high school. So
Yeah.
a wide range.
Yeah, and how are they doing?
The kids seem to be great. I haven't seen the kids directly, but Christina shares that they are thriving. You know, one of her children just recently graduated. There's lots of conversation about what their life looks like over the next few years with graduation and potentially pursuing career or military. I think the kids, you know, as most kids, are very resilient. Unlike adults, they tend to bounce back quite quicker from situations like this. But I think the kids are doing great. And I will say, just being able to be around Christina for the short amount of time I do get to be around her, she is strong. She is being thoughtful about the process. Is there emotions behind it? Absolutely. But she is also in a difficult situation because this is not a case where she's necessarily placed charges. This is between the Attorney General's office and Scrivener. So she has to kind of play a backseat role in a lot of this. But considering what she's watching and dealing with, she's being a supportive mother to her children, and she is doing the best she can.
The reason this is so difficult for me because I can't filter myself. I mean, I'm Ralph Bailey. Does she know that this is never going to trial? Because this is never going to trial.
Yeah, I would.
Would you agree with me on that?
I would. So there's numerous reasons that I would hope it would never go to trial. The main one is
you don't want it to go to trial.
Well, I would like.
I mean, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. I would like it to go to trial because I would like the public to know about the details of the case.
Exactly.
But I don't want it to go to trial because that means the children now have to sit front and center in front of the public, and
they're the only witnesses.
Correct.
They're the only witnesses, and they would be going up against arguably the finest defense attorney in Kern County, if not in California, maybe in the country. And I can't imagine H.A. Sala cross-examining teenage kids. And I don't think he wants to do that. I know H.A., you know H.A. He's a great, great man. And it's just a tragedy. Do you know what happened? Or do you have a sense from talking with Christina what she believes happened that night?
I have a sense based off of the information that has been relayed in court and based off of some of the media filings and things like that. I have maybe a little bit more detail than the general public, but really everybody is kind of witnessing things as they're happening in the courtroom. And that is the really difficult part about not just this case, but any case, is sometimes victims and their families do not get to be a part of the decision-making process when it comes to, what counts are filed, what information, what testimony is considered, what is tossed out, what is, written off as confidential. There's so many details that make it so difficult for a victim to truly feel heard and for their voice to feel like it matters in these situations.
This may be because I had the question already and you kind of already answered it, but as an advocacy group, I guess, would you have any input? But I guess you basically just answered that. No.
Yeah, and of course, we don't have any input, right? We weren't a part of the situation. We are really just there to help process what is happening, support, and then if there's any type of additional support services that we can offer. So in this case, it's not necessarily what we're doing, but we'll offer therapy, or we'll offer shelter, or we'll offer, resources that maybe the families don't have. Christina's been able to continue on with her career. She's paying for her 4 children on her own right now. She's got some family law, civil situations happening, but those aren't moving while this criminal case is being heard. And so, I'm just there to really provide baseline support.
Lauren Skidmore is our guest, executive director of the Open Door Network. Has Mr. Scrivener, when was the last time Mr. Scrivener saw his children?
I believe it was that night.
That was the last time he's seen them?
Because after that night, at some point over the next few days, there was a restraining order that was filed. And so the weird part about all of this, and we all know because we didn't really know where he went. We didn't know whether he went to Mary Kay Shell and then what happened thereafter. But at some point, there was a restraining order served. Whether or not he actually signed the restraining order is unknown at this point. But then later on, there was a restraining order actually filed by a judge. So they, from my understanding, since the restraining order kind of happened within that quick period of time, they have not made connection since.
Based on what you know, and I'm not going to ask you what you know, what Christina told you, are you as stunned as this community is of the charges that were filed and the charges that were not filed against Mr. Scrivener?
Yeah, of course. I would have hoped that there would have been some sexual assault charges filed based off of the information that we all have in the public sense. I think there should have been sexual assault charges filed. There's a
How could there not have been?
Well, then this is where it's hard. Based off of the evidence of what the Attorney General thinks that they could actually win a case with. And with any type of sexual assault case, this is not just this one, but with anyone, it is so hard to prove that a sexual assault happened. SART exams are very difficult. Sometimes it takes too long for somebody to go get a SART exam. Sometimes, depending on the age, depending on the experience, SART exams don't show anything. I mean, sexual assault crimes go unresolved all of the time.
What can you tell us about that night?
I think I can say exactly what everyone knows. It sounds like based off of the felony counts that were filed, there was mind-altering substances involved, there were guns involved, and it wasn't just the child that was claimed to be assaulted, that I believe was assaulted based off my advocacy experience, but then there was also other children that were physically assaulted, not sexually assaulted.
So let me tell you if my regurgitated media information is accurate. Mr. Scrivener is allegedly in bed with his daughter. One of the sons sees this and a fight ensues, or he grabs a gun and threatens to kill himself and they're trying to stop him, and then a knife is involved and he gets stabbed by one of the 2 sons. Is that fairly accurate based on media and sheriff department reports?
Yes. The only thing I wouldn't know is I don't know if anyone witnessed her in bed with him, or whether or not then there was she came down to claim that this happened. So that is unknown kind of at this point. We don't know whether or not, they were actually seen together, or she came down and kind of notified brothers. And then, yes, it sounds like at some point there was a gun involved. Boys were trying to remove the gun because he was threatening himself, which also could have been a threat to the children. And then the fight ensues, and one of the sons stabbed.
Zach.
Yeah.
Any guess? This is a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Any guess? Is it really just old school? I'm a Scrivener. I'm a powerful name, and I mean, how does this happen? Or is it just that it's hard? Like you say, it's hard to prove these cases, and the star witness is a little girl.
Yeah, and not only she's a little girl, but all the kids they're minors. They're all
Yeah,
minors.
yeah.
Right. And minors, most of the time in a court case, they just don't have the weight that maybe an adult does. Here's what is really frustrating me about this particular case is that the defense keeps tying it in with the divorce and keeps saying that a psychotic breakdown happened because of the divorce, because of the strained relationship between he and his wife. This is like comparing apples to oranges. These are two very separate situations. And you can't tell me that an individual randomly one night decided to use mind-altering substances, do this potential sexual assault situation, and blame it on the fact that he is potentially facing a divorce. Usually you're going to be engaged with mind-altering substances over a long period of time. And maybe those mind-altering substances finally had you do something that you weren't expecting to do. But this is not a one-time thing. This is something where he clearly had been dealing with some issues for a long period of time. You don't just have a one-night meltdown.
Yeah.
And so the connection between the divorce to me is completely separate. Could it have been the reason that he's gone to a slump, having issues emotionally and physically? Sure. But that doesn't mean that you now can discredit the fact that there was an assault that happened and that he potentially, in my situation, that he harmed his children. That has nothing to do with the divorce.
Because if that were the case, half the country would be berserk.
Right.
The divorce rate is 50% in this nation.
Right. Then everyone would be.
Everybody, yes, exactly. Was Christina even living in Tehachapi at the time?
That I don't know. From what I know, just that night she was away at work, so she was not present in Tehachapi that night. She was away at work out of town, but I don't know whether or not she was living with them at the home or not.
I was fascinated. We're talking with Lauren Skidmore from the Open Door Network. I was fascinated. You said you don't want to see it to go to trial, and I know why, because the kids, boo, boo, boo. But what is the best case scenario at this point?
There is no best case scenario. I mean, in these situations, their children no longer have contact with their father. This assault has happened that they're all never going to forget. Their family dynamics have been completely disrupted. Whether it goes to trial or not, there are no winners.
Yeah.
And so
And the big losers are the children.
Right.
Christina will get over this. Zach will certainly get over this because he's dodging a torpedo, not a bullet, but a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
So he's going to skip out and be a happy man because this ain't going to trial.
Right.
And the only losers are those kids who, when they're my age, will remember that night.
I mean, here's the thing. Everyone is losers, whether it's Zach's family, Christina's family. Nobody is going to gain any type of positivity out of the situation. While Christina may, quote unquote, get over it, her life is completely turned upside down.
Yeah.
I mean, she now has to be dealing with this publicly. She now has to answer questions about her relationship that no one should ever have to answer publicly. Yeah. She has to help and support her children in ways she never imagined. So it's just going to be difficult across the board. And the victims in these situations, the court proceedings always string the victims along.
Yeah.
And so, when we talk about this being continued again, and likely in August, it will probably be continued again. That is the tactics that are used in defense all the time. It is meant to support the individuals being able to have time to have a review of evidence, to be able to have time to make sure they are making the right decisions on the defense side. So I understand the reason, but all it does is make this extremely difficult for a victim to heal and return to a normal life.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Christina, I mean, she's got roots here, but I thought she might even just pack up and get Sam Hill out of here and try to start someplace else. I mean, this is.
Hey, one day she might, but I think she's stronger than that.
Yeah.
She knows that she did nothing wrong in this situation and her children did not do anything wrong, that this is a circumstance of poor decision making on his part. And why should she have to run from her life and her hometown because of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll leave you with this. Any guess on her part? Who's footing all his bills? Because I predicted this. I predicted that he was going to quit once the settlement started to come around so he could come into court and say what he said. I don't got a job. You can't get any money out of me. But he's paying H.A. Sala, not only one of the best attorneys in Kern County, but one of the most expensive. A phone call will cost you $1,000. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Who's footing these bills, but yet he can't take care of his children?
Right. He's not paying child support, but yet he can pay for his attorney. I have no idea.
And taking classes at CSUB.
Yeah. He's going to get his degree. You have a better understanding probably than I do. I have no idea. It's mind-boggling to me. I also think it just shows their priorities are a little mixed up here.
Yeah. It's so sad.
It's so sad.
It is. And because I knew Zach. I was almost going to Arizona with he and Burton and a bunch of guys. See the Dodgers. He was a good guy. He really was. And just, I suppose, is it a case? I'll leave you with this. I'm sorry. Is it a case of a guy who was leading a double life his whole life and we just didn't know it? Or is it a guy who just fell off the rails?
It can be either or. There can be a point in time where all of a sudden somebody starts making poor decisions. Addiction comes on in a slow burn most of the time.
Yeah, true.
Or it could have been based off of a traumatic event that then kind of triggered this activity. You just never know. There's so many situations. We see this, unfortunately, all of the time, just never to this type of notoriety to where the public is engaged. I mean, just last week, there was 2 PC 187s, which is murder, based off of domestic violence situations that were pretty violent. And so it's happening all of the time.
The cutthroat thing was just insane. The man that walked into I think it was a graduation party at his mother-in-law's house and slit the throat of his wife right in front of his children.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you deal with it.
We're lucky in this situation that nobody died.
Yeah.
We're
true.
lucky that there is a court proceeding happening because even sometimes it just doesn't get done. But the problem with this one is there's so many people involved that have positions of power, and there's just so many unknowns happening here. And I know the media has done a really great job about asking questions of, was there preferential treatment? Why didn't he get booked? Where's the bail?
Yeah.
Like, those things are questions that we as advocates ask all the time in these type of situations. It just shows that court is really meant for the perpetrator and to innocent until proven guilty, and it's not there to support the victims.
Umberto will get him a plea deal. They'll give him probation. They might send him to some kind of therapy. He'll be on probation for 3 years. They'll slap him on the wrist, give him a fine, and he'll walk out of court, unfortunately.
I hope not.
Yeah, but I think that's the way it's going to be. Appreciate you coming in and coming in because, but, and you entertain our YouTube audience. We had 15 people when we started. We now have 150.
Welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
I made that figure up. Lauren Skidmore, everybody, from the Open Door Network. Quick timeout. Not a lot of time before we get to the top of the hour. Take a quick break. Come right back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Wow, that was not easy. Thank you so much.
Good.
That was great. I really appreciate it. That is so sad. Let me turn this off. He is Want to thank Lauren Skidmore from the Open Door Network. Love me some Lauren Skidmore, man. She is just outstanding. In fact, one of the listeners wrote, if you're listening, Lauren, wow, she was awesome. She so eloquent and well-spoken. She really covered the subject well and objectively. Well, as objectively as she can, as an advocate for Christina. It is just, it's one of the biggest travesties that I've ever seen. And the fact that we all know how it's going to end before it's even started just says something, I don't know if corrupt is the word, just unfair about our system. That a man can wave a gun around his kids. Let's don't even get into the situation with the daughter yet. That a man can wave a gun around his kids high as a kite and walk out of the house not in cuffs. If my neighbors called the police because I was waving a gun around my complex, they would have me on my belly with their knee in my back, telling me not to resist as they put the handcuffs on me and threw me in the back of the car. But when the call comes from the sheriff that you need to go to Zach Scrivener's house and see what the hell's going on, it's handled a little differently. And then when the prosecutor is the aunt, everything gets thrown out the window. Final hour of the week. Don't go anywhere.
That's why you wear a lot. You got fun, okay? Thanks.
Lauren Skidmore is hot. I mean, she's cute, but she's cute in a hot way. When she dresses up and gets the nails done and just gets real feminine. God, I just love women. Dude, I can't watch. I tried to watch just the generic WNBA game. I think it was Fever against Seattle. Oh my God. Dude, it's like bad. Oh,
You know what I
dude,
mean?
when they miss the rim on a layup. Like I said, Angel Reese has created a new category, me bounds. Have you ever heard of that in your life?
Half of rebounds are her own misses.
That
Isn't that crazy?
that is nuts.
It's easy to have 18 when you miss 11 straight.
Exactly.
It's-
And you got 9 of your own rebounds.
WNBA, I mean, this will pass, I think. This Caitlin Clark shit. They just, after a while, it's just not watchable, man. I hate it.
It's
dude.
bad.
I'd rather watch Summer League basketball.
It's bad basketball. It really is.
There's just very few stars, I guess, is what it is.
I mean, just some of the shots they miss. I mean, it's just like
Don't you think they should adjust? Make the rim lower or
something,
You know what I mean?
something,
Like the court short, something like
something.
because they're scoring 46 points in a game.
Yeah, it's bad
People
basketball.
want to see scoring.
Yeah.
You know?
They don't have enough shooters. They don't have enough skilled players.
No, they don't.
They
It's
just
either
don't.
You're really big or you're like a little point.
Yeah, yeah.
There's really nothing in between. I thought about that too. I was trying to watch it the other night. I was like,
And even Caitlin Clark is not that good. I mean, she, when she can get open, but she can't get open on her own. And her hand. big, and then some girls will post her up and just eat her up. She's
It's the college Steph Curry shit. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
what she was doing. She
Yeah.
was just fucking throwing up, 38
Coming down
pointers
and yeah.
making them.
Yeah.
Just like with Cooper Flag last night, I told Chris, I said, these bodies you're going against now, this ain't fucking Duke, bro.
No.
This is fucking grown ass men. And he tried to make one move like he did in college where he like did this and the guy just fucking boom, just reject. I'm like, this shit don't work here against 6'10".
That reminds me. That's so funny you said it like that, because that's exactly in the bio of Bill Parcells. There's a scene where he's sitting with Jumbo Elliott, and Jumbo Elliott's a rookie, and he goes, "That ain't Michigan State down there, Jumbo.
Straight up.
You fucking ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Because that ain't Michigan State down there, boy."
His body ain't ready, and
No.
his game ain't ready.
No, he's too young.
Years away.
He should have stayed one more year.
He would have made more money if he fucking did anyway.
Yep.
Ridgecrest Police will conduct a DUI checkpoint tonight from 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. The check will be done at an undisclosed
Hey Siri, call Big Mike.
I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You understand me? You hear me call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now the host you've been waiting all day for, live from the KERN studio. Here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the week. So we wrap up another 5 days. Well, for me, 3 days of outstanding radio broadcasting right here. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Again, want to thank Lauren Skidmore from the Open Door Network. We're going to post that whenever Chris gets an opportunity, probably Monday or Tuesday, but we'll definitely post that for you. It was a fascinating discussion. Ms. Skidmore, part of the Open Door Network, acts as an advocate for cases like the Scrivener situation. And again, it's just weird how we all know what's going to happen. It hasn't even started. And as she predicted, it's going to get delayed again in August. A couple of weeks, it'll be delayed again. She's absolutely right. And Mr. Scrivener is never going to see inside of a jail. And it's just the inequality of American society still exists. And as we say in our culture, we being African Americans, the complexion for the protection. And you can get mad at me if you want, but don't dare try to convince me that if that were a Latino supervisor or a Black supervisor, that he would have been treated not only by everyone involved, that he would have been treated the same way. No way in the world. No way in the world. The complexion for the protection. And it's just that part, that inequality of life in America has not ended. Whether it's name or money or fame. We just saw it with Mr. Combs, a man who's on film beating up women, beating up employees, having employees buy drugs for him, setting up orgies and prostitution and violating the Mann Act, and man's going to do about 24 months. problem. If that. And it's just, I strongly believe it's one of the reasons that the average citizen, many of whom have had contact with either police or the judicial system, don't believe in it. Because they see how OJ got away with it. They see how Robert Blake got away with it. And we're witnessing on a local level, Zach Scrivener get away with a gargantuan crime. Now, I don't know what one could do to remedy this when the witnesses are children. No one wants to see those kids on the stand, including Humberto Sala. And they are the only witnesses, let alone the star witness. But to see a man just walk away from his children. Many people walk away from their wives. Many people walk away from their husbands. That's life in America, unfortunately. 50%. 50%. How many of y'all have never been divorced? How many of y'all have never been divorced? I bet it's a rare few. So to blame that, and I thought that was the A point that Lauren made, to blame this, I don't know, what do you call it? Breakdown? This, I don't have another word. Breakdown on a divorce? Zsa Zsa Gabor would have eaten a gun. Liz Taylor would have jumped off the Eiffel Tower. Come on. It's been, I'm no doctor. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me preface it with that. But my life experience has been that, as I think Lauren implied, or at least I inferred from what she was saying, this is who he was for a little bit. This didn't pop up that night. He didn't come home and walk home and be like, you know, where are those mushrooms? I don't know where I put them. Come on. Come on. It doesn't happen like that. It's a slow, gradual descent into the abyss of addiction and essentially losing your mind. Because what adult, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to talk about this anymore. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got on the board? Oh, Lord. Well, Mr. Bentley gave it a C+. Well, he said that what gave me hope is he liked the Superman. And that's the key. If the Superman sucks, the movie's got you can't even get off the ground. See what I did there? Can't get off the ground? That was good. And if she's good, you know, because that's what made people forget. It was Christopher Reeve. It was also Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder was great. And the thing that I don't understand about Gunn or anybody else who wants to get into this format, it's a copycat world. Why not go back to the original Batman and the original Superman? Do you know what those were? They were essentially comedies. Go back and watch an episode of Batman. Go to, for my fellow direct TV subscribers, you can watch Batman, I think, on the weekends on channel 81. And go back and watch those things. They're hilarious. They're so stupid and corny and like, I mean, come on. It's like the whole premise of Superman. He's one guy, and then he puts on glasses, and nobody can detect him. He's a whole different guy. And in Batman, there's a rich philanthropist who has a short little nephew, but that's not Batman and Robin. Because they put on a little mask, and that short little guy suddenly is no longer Dick Grayson. You can't even recognize him. And it's just like the whole thing, and then the bam and the pow. Man, I was watching an episode of Batman the other night, a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I forgot all about that. Then they should go back to that. Go back to this first Superman was funny. Superman comes and gets a cat out of a tree for a little girl, and she says, "Oh, thank you." And she goes into the house and she says, "Mommy, a man in blue tights brought me my thick cat out of the tree." And you hear this, "I told you not to lie like that." I mean, it was funny. You know, yes, Mr. Luthor, Ned Beatty. What's his name? I forget what his name is, but next time, bring me my robe when I'm out of the pool. I mean, and you had he just died. And don't text me. Gene Tennis, catcher for the Oakland A's. Gene O'Neill. I call him Gene. You go by Eugene, but I call him Gene. Eugene O'Neill, playwright. Gene Washington. Connie's boyfriend. Connie Rice. Condoleezza Rice's boyfriend, Gene Washington. Great wide receiver for the for the San Francisco 49ers. John Brody to Gene Washington. On you. Jean Shorts. That's not bad. With all the jeans in the world. Anyway, Gene Hackman playing Luthor. But yeah, if they're getting all graphic, just be funny. Funny always works. Funny always works. Otis. Oh, funny always works. Funny works on dates. If you can make a woman genuinely laugh out loud on a date, like laugh out loud, not like, man, that's funny. Like literally like, you are winning. If I can make y'all laugh once, you'll tune in tomorrow. I guarantee it. You'll tune in tomorrow. If I can genuinely say something so funny or stupid or ironic that you laugh out loud as you're driving down the street, you'll come back tomorrow. And I don't understand why these movie makers haven't adopted that with these ridiculous fantasy films. And just be funny, be campy. That's what got this whole franchise up on its feet. It was funny. Batman with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. That was funny. I don't get it. What else you got?
Real quick, actually, no, going back to your Superman and Batman thing, because I do agree with you that I think that there needs to be comedy included in these movies, but playing devil's advocate. Don't you think kind of going back to the Adam West style Batman and all that type of thing would be insulting to the comic book fans who are looking for more of like a serious tone in these movies?
No. That's the problem. That they think like you. That is the whole issue right there. They think like you. They got this cult of comic book freaks like you that want the original. No, funny. Funny works. You're telling me you want to see something dark and ugly over something that's going to make you laugh. Yes. See? This generation. Well, the one, no, they haven't made a ton of money. The one with Affleck didn't make a ton of money. I mean, it made good money. Yeah, they've made some money, but they never made expectations. They're just not good films. They're just not good filmmaking. Funny works, believe me. I don't know much, but I do know that funny always works. If you can make people laugh out loud, you know, Jaws. We're talking about Jaws. Jaws is an incredibly terrorizing, funny movie. A terrorizing, harrowing, scary movie, but it's funny. The scene where Robert Shaw kills his beer and crushes the can, and Dreyfus is drinking a cup of coffee in a styrofoam cup, and he crushes the cup. That's funny. That's funny. When he makes faces at Shaw when he walks by, I'm not going to take this abuse much longer. I mean, funny is It's the universal element. Love and funny. Just saying. But of course, the younger generation. No, I want to see dark and violence and fights and no, love and happiness. Love and happiness. In fact, come back with that. Come back with AG. Love and happiness. Make you do right, Chris. Make you feel right. All right, let's go to break. Quick timeout. We'll come right back. I don't want to get into all the political stuff I got. It's a Friday. I'm going to go lay down for the next 48 hours. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Get to get locked in my room again for 2 more days. Took another culture scene about an hour ago. So if I start throwing up on air, it'll be entertaining, be colorful, be green. We'll Gatorade for my beverage of choice this afternoon. My second culture scene of the day. I think I'm going to take one more before I go to bed. Really would love to play golf. Is there any chance I wake up at 5:30 Sunday morning and I can walk? I got to get a shot for that. I got to see a doctor for that. And I can't do that this weekend. Well, I'll tell you all about it on Monday because I'm going to limp my way to the Maya Theater this weekend. I haven't thought about a date. I haven't thought about a woman all week long. Who could I ask to go see Superman with me? I ain't got anybody on the Rolodex right now. We just handed out early pink slips to 2 people. Actually, a restraining order on one and a pink slip on the other. Quick timeout. We're coming right back. Wrapping this week up. A crazy week on the Ralph Bailey Show. But I appreciate your patience. We'll wrap this thing up and get started again on Monday with Dr. Jeet Singh, Kathy Abernathy. I told Kathy I can't go to the ball game with her. Yeah, I'm going to get out of town that week. Spent a little time in Los Angeles with my mom. She's having a little trouble with her dialysis. We're coming right back right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we stream live at kernradio.com. What do you got audio-wise?
Watch Mike.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get caught on your hot mic, Bailey.
Yeah. I ain't have any comment saying it. You didn't hear what I said? Oh, you heard it? Did you hear it?
Hey, Reggie, watch the hot mics around here.
Yeah, it was, apparently.
You said that? It's on right now. What did I say? I don't think I
No, it was me.
Yeah, but I don't think I responded.
No, he didn't really say anything.
Okay, tennis.
Oh, we got tennis. I forgot about you. All right, settle down. What do we got? Anna Samova.
I got Anna Samova talking right after she won, talking about how great it feels, and I also got her talking about bouncing back from her entire
And Trump and Texas.
Trump in Texas, and then Melania as well.
Okay. All right. I got to use that stuff.
Provide any investment advisory or other services to any person in any jurisdiction by Daniel Petrie or MPWAE, DBA, Messmaker, and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Any views expressed in this broadcast by us are prepared based upon the information available to us at the time, and we are under no obligation to update our views.
Hey, it's JR for Bakersfield Weight Loss. Yes, 25 pounds lighter and still keeping the weight off. I swear, everywhere I go, everybody wants to know, how did I do it? like, JR, are you doing those GLP-1s? Are you taking the shots, the injections? What's going on? Heck no. I would never take injections or drugs to lose weight, ever. That's why I love the Bakersfield Weight Loss. It's all natural. Not only that, they've taught me how to reset my metabolism. That's right. That's the secret. Maybe you're currently using semaglutide
What?
injections, or maybe you had to stop taking them
I don't
because
care.
of bad side effects.
She is fine.
Insurance no longer covers the treatment.
Just being the master of the obvious.
You've gained all the weight back. Don't give up. Go to BakersfieldWeightLoss.com. They can help.
Are they?
Again, they helped me
What are they
last year
saying?
lose 25 pounds. Not only that, I've
Ralph, we can hear you when you leave the room. I agree, Scrivener is hot. I didn't say Scrivener.
661-449-1150
I think it's probably
or online at
Skidmore, and then he said Skidmore. That's Scrivener.
Kingdoor Company
Gene,
continues to
the
set the
dancing
standard in the garage
machine.
door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, Kingdoor carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed.
Oh, God.
And it just gets better from there. Kingdoor has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently. And those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, Kingdoor is so committed to training that they have the Kingdoor Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home. So don't trust it to anyone but Kingdoor Company. Call them today at 397-2744. Stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard or check them out online at kingdoor.com. Kingdoor Company, your company with the pride of a lion. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Happiness is when you really feel good. Somebody, there's nothing wrong.
Preach, Al.
Being in love with someone. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness. Al Green. God, I haven't had grits in a long time. Now, one would say, Ralph, I understand if you said you hadn't had some collards in a long time. Al Green, collards. See, in Black culture, we eat either mustard greens or what are called collard greens. See, that's another thing. I have a bad habit of doing this, particularly here. Like maybe I can get away with that in LA, but in Bakersfield, where there's so many folks from the South and from Oklahoma, I attribute a lot of cultural things to Black folks that are actually Southern things, like grits. White folks in the South eat grits just as much as Black folks in the South eat grits. Well, maybe not, but you know the grit story though, Val Green taking a bath, and his woman found out that he had cheated on her. I think he had a baby. Was having a baby with some girl, and so she, and only a woman would do this. You know what I'm saying? Because a man would grab a pot and hit him over the head. Not his woman. Al's woman took that pot. She got herself some grits, as one might. Maybe put a little salt in. Well, I guess she wasn't worried about taste. And then put a little water, put it on the stove, got it high, got it bubbling where you can see the bubbles. That's how you know when the grits is ready. It's like pancakes. When the bubbles at the top, you know it's ready to flip. Well, when the bubbles are at the top of the grits and you get it to the right consistency, stirring it, it's ready to go. She waited till it bubbled and bubbled and bubbled and bubbled, and then got, why is Mike Arier calling me on the air? Should I just take it?
If you would like to.
It's the second time he's called me. I hope he's not dying. Dude, are you all right? You do know I'm on the air, right? And you are now on the air.
Well, that's why I called you, because I want to be on the air.
All right, well, go right ahead. You got about 2 minutes.
I'll take my 2 minutes.
All right.
The Arier Ranch since 1989 has been sold, and
Wow.
I know it's done. It closed.
Wow.
And I was going to call you, oh my God, yesterday, but
Sad chapter.
and a Big Mike's doing an estate sale tomorrow from 8 to 2, Sunday from 8 to 2. So if everyone come out, and there's no plug for me, but come on out. Lots of good stuff, RB.
8 to 2 tomorrow and Sunday?
Yeah, tomorrow 8 to 2, Sunday 8 to 2. Have your listeners come on out, meet me. I'll be out here.
Out on the ranch at Snow Road?
Yep, 11800 Snow Road. It's in the paper. I would love to have everyone come out, meet me, talk to everybody, because the ranch is officially being closed on Monday. So
Wow, I didn't know it was Monday. So we're gonna be neighbors soon.
Yes. What?
Aren't you? You're gonna be like 2 miles from me. If that.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. All right, so get the address out there again.
Okay, it's 11800 Snow Road. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday from 8 to 2. Have everybody come out. I'd love to meet everybody, talk to everybody. A lot of good stuff being sold.
Give me some highlights.
What's that?
Give me some highlights. What do you got?
Oh, everything. Memorabilia. I got stuff out here. I mean, TVs, couches, sofas. I've got a lot of smalls. I mean, oh my God. There's so much stuff. It's like, I don't know what to do. I need people to come out.
All right.
I got to move it. I mean,
I'll pump it up. I got about a half an hour left. I'll pump it up.
Thanks, RB. I love you.
All right, boy. I love you too, man. Late. Mike Arieh, former Garces boy, former New York Giant, played for Bill Parcells and for the Green Bay Packers, having an estate sale. I'll get the address out there when we come back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
What is for dinner?
Devastation from catastrophic flooding in Texas and lauded local officials amid mounting criticism that they failed to warn residents quickly enough that a deadly wall of...
Want to bust out your grandma?
Might as well.
I gotta get out of here right. That's it.
Making love to your woman. Dun, dun, dun. You ready? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? 3, 2. So proof once again that I'm right about this crap show cabinet. Dan Bongino is AWOL. He's gone down to Florida. He's mad at Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi's mad at him. They think Bonji leaked something. Bonji and Patel are mad at her for the way she handled the whole Epstein thing. And this is just an absolute clown show. Bondi, Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, Patel, none of them will be around come 2026. 3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Monday TRBS. Well, it's a Monday. We'll talk with Dr. Jeet Singh. I'm certainly going to talk about gout. And Kathy Abernathy will be here with the latest on politics. We'll talk about the Trump cabinet. All that and me at 3. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you Monday.
Impaired driving can come not just from alcohol, but from marijuana, prescriptions, and even over-the-counter medications. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Sangera Subaru. Good news, the 2025 Subaru Solterra finally here. And the 2025 Subaru Solterra is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Right now, you can lease a brand new 2025 Solterra Premium SST for just $299 a month for 36 months and 0 due at signing. That's right, nothing but your John Hancock on a brand new EV. Subaru Solterra comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive, so go test drive the new Solterra at Sangera Subaru. And of course, just ask my good friends Damon Culbertson and Simon Levy about all the great Subaru vehicles for 2025. Sangera Subaru, located at 5500 Gasoline Alley Drive in the Bakersfield Auto Mall, or 24/7 at sangerasubaru.com. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community.
Through July 25, lease a 2025 Solterra Premium SST for $299 a month on a 36-month lease. Zero due at lease signing plus tax and license. Zero security deposit. 7,500 mile year limit. 15 cent per mile overage. MSRP $41,656. VIN number SA-095326. Model code SED-11.
Hey y'all, I'm Mia the Mosquito. West Nile, that was me and my girls. You leave water out, we move in, making millions of eggs. Bless your heart.
Stop mosquitoes before they bite. Visit kermosquito.com. No mosquitoes, no problems. Monday's Armstrong and Getty Show. President Trump promised a major announcement about Russia.
And a young meteorologist who's questioned climate change orthodoxy says he's getting attacked constantly. Let's see, science in which everybody has to agree. I don't think that's science. On the next Armstrong and Getty Show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You want me to put some more wood on the fire? I'm sure most of you have heard about this. But Kash Patel, your boy, is polygraphing staffers. Yeah, these guys know what they're doing. You're right. I'm completely off base. Because that's a good thing to do in America. In America. To polygraph. Because nobody talks badly about their boss, right? Everybody talks badly about their boss. Bernard goes home and talks badly about me. Everybody talks crap about their colleagues. They don't necessarily mean it. They're the people you can't choose. It doesn't mean that you don't like them or you don't like your boss, but you don't agree with your boss. That is the American way. To go home to your wife or your husband or your dog and say, my boss is such a moron. And you can respect him or her and love your job. But who doesn't complain about the gig? And one of the questions that they're polygraphing agents on is your opinion on Kash Patel. Because that's fair. That's the American way. That's what we want to see out of the White House or out of the Justice Department or out of the federal government or out of the FBI. Polygraphing staffers. This is nutsy cuckoo. And all of this is self-inflicted. It is all unforced errors. The whole Jeffrey Epstein stupidity is all an unforced error. And you know what? Trump could make it all go away with 3 words. With 3 words. Release it all. Release it all. I don't care what you have, Pam. Get it to Bailey in Bakersfield. Get it out there. Get it all over the country. I'm tired of dealing with this nonsense that they're trying to put this on me. And you guys have created a problem where there was none. And really, when you examine this whole thing, it really falls back on Trump because you surrounded yourself with people that you thought would be loyal, but who were absolutely incompetent and had no idea what they were getting into. I mean, Bongino never moved his family from Florida. So what does that tell you? You really think he was going to commute for 4 years? He was going to do this for about a year, write a book, My Time with the FBI by Dan Bongino, hook up another radio podcast gig, and live the rest of his rich, filthy life. Brother couldn't even make it 6 months. Are we in the 6-month period? We're in the 7th month of the year, so I guess, yeah, we're at about the 6-month period. He made it 6 months. And apparently, Bondi and there are a couple of camps now. We got camps within the cabinet, and that's not uncommon, but it rarely gets outside. And you got Bondi on one side, you got Patel and Bongino screaming at her about the way you handled this, because I can't imagine it being handled any badly. Where she brought these influencers in, these people who truly believe they have impact on the direction of America or America's thinking, and for whatever reason to placate them or I can't understand what the reasoning be, but they invited them to the White House. They invited these influencers, with air quotes for those that are just listening, if you haven't already subscribed to YouTube Current Radio. And she's handing out booklets. She's literally handing out like booklets that say on the front, the Jeffrey Epstein files. And these influencers come out of the White House in that little portico where you see the Marines standing there and the president comes out and welcomes visitors. They're walking out of the house doing this. So you got to subscribe to see what I was doing. See, if you subscribe, you can see I did my Cosby. That's when I built Cosby. All pumped up. And then they went home and they were like, that's it? I knew everything that I just read. I just spent 2 days reading this nonsense. I flew to Washington, D.C. to get this booklet, and it's the same old crap. Wait till I get on my podcast. And they are ripping not only Bondi, but Bongino, because of course, CNN and MSNBC are just loving this. They're just loving the clown show because they're showing clips of Bongino. Let me tell you something. I promise you don't know what's going on. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. He was murdered, I tell you, murdered. Send that out to my 79 stations and my 5 podcasts. And then they've got tape of him sitting next to Kash Patel. He wasn't murdered. I've looked at the whole thing. He was not murdered. I'm telling you, he wasn't murdered. Kash, was he murdered? He wasn't murdered. I know I said he was murdered for several years. I went around the country. I know. It is the critics of the deep state who are now perceived as part of the deep state. So now Bongino is down there in Florida right now, panicked. Because he's like, you're right, Ralph. I am about to get the hell out. I am about to write a book. And I'm about to get back into my podcast world. But will I be welcomed now that I'm part of the problem? They circled me in where I'm now the guy that I used to criticize. So how do I get back into my world and be any type of legitimate voice? Bongino didn't give a damn about his service in the White House. He worried about, this man is a young, how old is Bongino? Hey Siri, how old is Dan Bongino? He ain't 50 years old. He's got another 15, 20 years. That's what he's thinking about. Am I going to get likes? Am I going to get clicks? Or have I been canceled? It's the 21st century. It can flip that quickly. You can be a hero one day, and the next day, you're Liz Cheney. Just saying. That's why just about every president, right up to Donald Trump, finds veteran cabinet members who have either served in the White House or served in some capacity on a large level. That's why we thought Pam Bondi would be okay, because at least she had statewide level as a attorney general for the great state of Florida. But Patel is a joke. Bongino is a joke. Tulsi Gabbard is in the Bermuda Triangle. Anybody seen TG lately? Hegseth is an alcoholic and an irresponsible, unilateral, moving nitwit But Trump's got his pride, so he's going to hang on to him for a while. And they'll kind of siphon off by themselves because Bondi's underwater. And again, there's one thing, the Florida sunshine is one thing. But the international spotlight, the global attention to your every move, your every syllable, every sentence you write, every statement you make on Fox, it's on my desk, sitting on my desk. Choo choo, evergreen. What file? File? I ain't got no file. File? I got a nail file. I keep my nails up, but I got a file. I don't know what you're talking about. Try to tell y'all. You won't listen to, you won't bet against me in sports. So if you got Sinner Sunday, feel good about yourself. Well, I think my man Carlos Alcaraz is going to get beyond the Bailey Mush curse, get his third Wimbledon. Who are the four men who have won 3 Wimbledons? Let me guess. You look it up and I'm going to guess. I'm going to start with ND. He's got to be one. I'm going to go with Mr. Sampras. He's got to be one. I'm going to go with Rogers Brandon. He's got to be one. I mean, I was trying to be funny. Now I can't remember his name. Don't tell me. Roger Ebert. God dang it. What's the man's name?
Roger Federer.
I'm going with Roger Federer. And the fourth male to win 3 Wimbledons in a row. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with BB. Bjorn Borg. All right. How many did I get right?
You got Bjorn Borg, right?
That's 1.
Roger Federer.
That's 2.
Novak Djokovic.
Oh, that's 3.
And Pete Sampras.
I got more right. Damn, Skippy boy. I love the majors. I'm not watching the WTA event live from Palm Springs. No, I'm not watching. I'm not watching. No. But the French Open, the Australian Open, the US Open, and the grandfather of them all, as you say about the Rose Bowl, Wimbledon, is going to be fun. Here, speaking of the devil, is the woman that you should all be getting up early to watch tomorrow morning, because I think it starts at about 5:36 in the morning, or just DVR it. DVR it and then sit around and have breakfast with the family and watch this match. But DVR it. This is going to be good, particularly if she can pull it off. This is Amanda Anisimova. She's a young woman who, like we talked about at the beginning of the program, tennis has got to be the hardest sport in the world to play because it's global. Yeah, the NFL goes to Sao Paulo and London and Ireland, blah, 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 but that's 1 or 2 teams. You're not constantly traveling. You're not, like, for example, right now, Coco is now flown from London, soon as she lost, to maybe go back to Florida for a little bit, and then she's got to go to New York. And then after New York, you got to go down to Australia. And then, excuse me, after I got enough gas to drive to Pittsburgh. And then after you go to Australia, you got to go to France. And then from France, you got to go to London. And we're not even talking about the WTA events, the events in Germany, Italy, and you're by yourself. And they start when they're 14, 15 years old. You're 15, 16 years old. How old is this girl? 23? And she's been a pro for like 6, 7 years?
She is 23, yeah.
So she's 15 when she starts. She's internationally traveling at 15, 16. And she, Naomi Osaka, these girls are finally admitting, I can't handle this. You're not, and they're not supposed to be able to handle this, not at that age. Here is Amanda Anisimova.
To be honest, if you told me I would be in the final of Wimbledon, I would not believe you. At least not this soon, because I mean, it's been a year turnaround since, coming back, and to be in this spot, I mean, it's not easy, and so many people dream of, competing on this incredible court. It's been such a privilege to compete here, and to be in the final is just indescribable, honestly.
She's such a humble, that's why I root for her. Because Sabalenka is just a horse's ass. I told you the story yesterday about She was up 4-2 and final set. And she hit a shot that hit the net and barely squeaked over to go to 5-2 to win the game and go to 5-2 and pretty much end the set. You know what I'm saying? End the match. There's no way in the world. Even Aryna Sabalenka, not against this girl, because this girl's got talent. In fact, this girl owns Sabalenka. She's won 6 out of 8 times or something. And the last 3 times they played, which is remarkable. But normally a player, when it hits the net and it barely squeaks over, they'll concede the luck and kind of wave, hey, I'm sorry, too bad. It'll happen tomorrow or Sunday, guarantee you, if you pay attention to the tennis. And Amanda didn't say anything. So when they're crossing over, Sabalenka goes, why didn't you say I'm sorry? I would have said, bitch, because I don't have to. What's the matter with you? Big old communist, godless, ugly bear. That's what I would have said, but I ain't got no class either. So I just, hate her. Hate. I don't hate anybody. That's not right. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the week. My foot says, thank you, Jesus, Ralph. Thank you, Jesus. And then it's off to seclusion. You know, normally, especially on a Friday, I look so forward to going home. It's almost like I want to go check into a hotel. I am so tired of looking at my bedroom. Because y'all understand, it's not just that I'm in the house. It's that I might have got out of bed to get my food from Billy's. I had a Gatorade in the bedroom, went in the kitchen, made my food, boo, did that, took my plate back. And then I don't leave my room other than to go to the bathroom until I'm ready to go to work. Just getting up, walking around is just a pain in the foot. I thought that was funny. Final break of the night. Keep it locked. Charlie Kirk at the top of the hour tomorrow or Monday. Dr. Jeet Singh will be with us along with Kathy Abernathy. We'll have a couple of Wimbledon champions. And Mr. Burdick, I think I'm going to go with this pizza joint right here. What's the pizza joint right here?
I'm not sure what it is now. I know it used to be a Tony's, but
No. The one over there by Habit Burger.
Oh, we're talking about Blaze?
Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to go with. Okay. Mr. Burdick and I have a bet when Carlos Alcaraz kicks Sinners behind Sunday. Chris is going to have to come in here on Tuesday with a pizza pie. I'll let everybody get a slice.
We'll see.
We'll start with maybe some wedges. And quick break, wrapping this thing up. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Friday right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, streaming live at kernradio.com.
Edition of the Travis Buck Sexton Show. We will break down the absolute latest on President Trump's battle when it comes to tariffs with other countries and the latest on the pursuit of peace in the Middle East. We will dive into the ongoing battle surrounding what's going to happen with the Epstein files. All that and more. Monday edition of the Clay Travis Buck Sexton Show.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Got battery issues? Choose the #1 name in power, A1 Battery. We've got you covered with top quality batteries for every need. Cars, scooters, motorhomes, garage door openers, key fobs, golf carts, home alarm systems, wheelchairs, and so much more. If it takes
So you're gonna post, you can post Lauren for me?
with multiple locations,
You can post Lauren for me?
enjoy free diagnostics on batteries,
Lauren?
inverters, alternators, and electrical
Huh?
systems. Plus, get free installation with
Yeah, I'll get it posted Monday.
Something like Lauren Skidmore opens up about Scrivener case. We got to get Christine in there somehow. Lauren Skidmore, advocate for Christina Scrivener, opens up about the case. Yeah, that's good. Make sure you get the Christina in there.
A1 Battery, powering your world, one battery at a time.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-2007. That's 800-298-2007. 800-298-2007.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
When you touch me with your
Flying through the sky, I never felt the same, but I am not a bird. I am not a plane. I'm Superman. When you touch me, it's easy. I can do most anything. Watch me turn around. One wing up and one wing down. I never thought I would fall in love for good. I'm Superman. When you love me, it's easy. My sweet life has just begun. I'm in love this time. I know I haven't fell into my life, so I've grabbed it. There's nothing I won't do. When I'm with you, I'm Superman. If I go see this weekend, I gotta wait for him to get off the phone. If I go see this weekend, I want you to play this every time I allude to it Monday. Every single time I allude to it, I want you to start playing that. I don't talk about it that much unless I love it. Because Bentley and I don't always agree. If you're just joining us, or you were not just joining us, I doubt somebody tunes in at the end of the show. But if you weren't with us at 3:30 when Mr. Bentley was here, he gave it a C+. He liked the actors. He liked the action. He didn't like the script. He didn't like the role of the dog. And he didn't like the addition of cartoon characters that I will not cartoon characters, but comic book characters that I will never recognize or understand why they're in the film. And apparently there's some flip about, it's kind of a typical, they tried this in one of the Christopher Reeve Superman where, you know, he goes rogue and the world hates him and boop, 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 boop. And they even tried that with the Henry Cavill one where I forget the black guy's name that plays the general, but they doubt his motives and think he's more of an opponent than a helper. And it's like, really? Why do we have to be so dark? Let's read a couple of text messages because I'm calling my Uber right now.
Ralph, those tennis players have teams that are and coaches and trainers that go with them.
And you think that substitutes family? You think that substitutes for having like friends and okay, so you got professionals that go along with you. You think it's that makes it easy at 15 and 16 to fly all over the world and have to compete and deal with losses and injuries and just missing your mother and your father? They're 16 years old, for God's sakes. You're right. Having a trainer and a manager, that substitutes having your father and your mother and your sisters and your brothers traveling along with you. See, that's the problem right there. There's a presumption of some, different life form, I guess, that doesn't need home. Home. You know what I'm saying? A bedroom, your own bed, and you're a teenager. And oh, by the way, tomorrow you've got to compete against Serena Williams, or let's bring it up to I'm an old man. You got to play Aryna Sabalenka or Iga Swiatek. Yeah, you're right. They got managers and trainers. What are they complaining about? One more, and I'm going home.
Ralph, there's a drive-in in San Luis Obispo that still operates, and you tune into the FM radio station for the audio in your car.
You want to hear the weirdest drive-in movie story? Sure. Because I was telling the story, I saw Jaws at the drive-in. My mother wanted to see Tommy. Remember, I'm just 20 years older than my mother. So she was probably 35. And she wanted to see Tommy, the musical with Roger Daltrey. And I can't even remember. I think Elton John is in it. And Margaret. I can't even remember. And she took me. Just me and her at the drive-in. And I just thought it was the weirdest thing in the world. I got to get out of here. But for Chris Burdick, I'm Ralph Bailey. I want to thank everybody. Sorry it was a short week, but I'll be healthy on Monday. That's what's really going on. Rap to you Monday. Thank you, Jesus. I'm in love this time. I know I had it. Fell into my life, so I grabbed it. There's nothing I won't do. 'Cause I'm with you. I'm Superman.
I will gladly do that, by the way, but you're going to get so tired of that song so
I know, that's what makes it funny. I mean, don't play the whole, just play for like 5 seconds.
That part where she's like,
I'm Superman. Exactly. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for viewing. Make sure to subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll see you Monday.